It's where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising,
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the next instalment of Newcastle United season 23-24 as we take on West Ham United at the London Stadium this afternoon. Welcome to everybody for yet another commentary from myself and Billy Bob. Really looking forward to this game. We'll get straight into the team lineups in just a second, but just a reminder that it is subscriber only. If you do want to put comments in the live chat, you have to be subscribed to the channel. We are literally 19 subs away from 24,000. So I expect we will hit that at some point during the commentary today with your help. But please don't forget to hit that like button, of course. Give it the thumbs up if you enjoy the show. And, of course, do subscribe if you are new to the channel. It is free to do so, and also the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or upload any videos. Also, you can donate to the channel if you do so wish today by hitting the dollar sign at the bottom of the live comments. And, of course, that will get your comment read straight out as well as helping the channel. Please keep voting for us in the Football Content Awards. A couple more weeks of that, and then that is it. The voting closes, so keep voting. The link is at the top of the description, as is Susan's YouTube channel as well. So if you have any young kids, grandkids, brothers, sisters, cousins, etc., it's a little learner's hub for young children to learn about various things in life. She puts the videos together herself. It's a fabulous, fabulous channel. It's just starting to take off. And with all your guys' help, it will take off quicker. So the link is also in the description at the top. Please go and subscribe to Susan's channel. You'll be doing a massive, massive favor. Right, a couple of super chats have just come in there. One from Dylan, 199. Thanks, Dylan. Afternoon, lads and lasses. How are the lads? And Jimmy Barr says, g'day, Paul. $30.99 Australian dollars. Good day, Paul and Billy. Cannot wait for another belter commentary. I'm interested to see how Tonali goes playing on the left of Isak if One Football have the start 11 right. 2-0 for me, though West Ham looks good on paper. Jimmy, I don't think Tonali will not be on the left. I'll be very, very surprised. As you can see by my team lineup there in the bottom corner, I've got Tonali playing in midfield with Longstaff and Bruno, and, of course, Elliot Anderson, as you predicted, Billy, up front.
Yeah, I think it was the obvious choice, to be perfectly honest. With Callum Wilson fit enough to make the bench. I mean, I'm surprised he's not starting, but clearly he's not fit enough to play 90 minutes. He wouldn't have had to play 90 minutes anyway, but Anderson on the left seems to be the most reasonable way to go. There was calls for Murphy to perhaps play there and see how that went with the inverted wingers. But he's gone with Elliot Anderson, who really hasn't deserved to be dropped after his performances in the league, actually, has he? So
not a chance, no. And it'll be, listen, we know that's his normal position anyway, wide left. He played there, of course, on his loan spell at Bristol Rovers, did exceptionally well, played there a few times for Newcastle. So I'm not really worried about him playing there. This is the side that takes to the field today. It's Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Jamal Lascelles, the captain, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn. We've got Bruno, Longstaff, and Tonali, the midfield three, up front with Almiron, Anderson, and Isak. On the bench, we have Martin Dubravka, Paul Dummett, Callum Wilson, Matt Ritchie, Matt Targett, Javi Manquillo, Lewis Hall, Livramento, and Murphy. It's not really as strong a bench as it normally is, Billy, but there is some players that we've got sitting on that bench who can come on and make an impact.
Yeah, I expect to see Wilson and Murphy at some point. The rest are all defenders apart from the goalkeeper. So
yeah, Not
Richie,
much attacking wise, no.
Richie, there's not a lot of attacking threat on the bench. Let's be honest. Hopefully, we can get an early lead and kind of and keep ahead. That's the way we're going to go. If we're chasing the game, we could be in trouble.
Yeah. Billy, if you can just run through the West Ham side there, just while I change my internet over, bud.
Absolutely. That's the West Ham lineup. Very strong side. Ariola in goal. Kufal, Zuma, Aguerd, Emerson at the back. Alvarez, the signing from Ajax, who plays in the number 6, with Ward-Prowse, Souček and Paqueta in midfield. Bowen wide right and Antonio up front. So it's kind of a 4-5-1. Though who plays on the left, I'm not sure, but that's how they'll line up. Maybe Paqueta will play left, but we'll see. Very dangerous midfield.
Paqueta's been in good form, though, hasn't he, Billy? Paqueta's been getting a lot of pundit accolade lately for his performances. So it'll be interesting to see Ward-Prowse as well. Again, as normal against West Ham, Billy, vital that we don't give silly free kicks away on the edge of the box or within, Ward-Prowse's range, because we know what he can do with free kicks. So that's going to be an important side of the game as well.
Yeah, we've got to be disciplined. We've got to watch Jared Bowen. He's in form at the moment. Got himself back into the England squad, and they do have an attacking a bench as well, haven't they? So the more depth in the West Ham squad today due to the lack of injuries they've got. So it's going to be a hard game for us, no doubt about it.
I mean, it's still a strong lineup from us, Billy. I mean, I'm looking at that first 11, and I'm thinking, you know what, that it's a strong first 11. Miggy's playing really well at the minute, as you said. Elliott's doing really well and really undroppable at the minute. Isak played a lot better during the week against PSG. Was a lot better. Tonali played a lot better. Bruno is Bruno. Longstaff's playing really well. So I'm not really, worried about West Ham. I mean, I'm worried about us. Do not sit back. I'm worried about fatigue more than anything else, Billy.
I'm the same. Yeah, exactly the same. I mean, the same kind of players who've been playing the past 4 or 5 games, haven't they? With the injuries that we've had, the Botman injury has been a real bad one for us. Though Jamal Lascelles has come in and performed admirably in his absence. But it's the fatigue. I'm with you. Having said that, they played Thursday night a day later than us. They went to Germany. Yeah. They've had travel as well. They didn't have an easy game like we did against PSG, although we had to put the effort in. They struggled to a 2-1 win in Freiburg. So that could equal itself out, but we shall see.
I mean, Germany's not a massive distance when you're talking about flying, is it? It's not as big as it could be if they were in one of the sort of Far Eastern countries. Just trying to maybe you're talking around further down than Germany. But like I say, it was a hard game for them. It was a 2-1 win, but they did put a very, very strong lineup out. So that will be interesting to see if fatigue does hit West Ham as well. Edward Gorn, thank you for your 1,000 yen over there in Japan. Really appreciate that. Paul and Billy, great. Come on, Elliot, Bruno and Tonali to control the midfield. Jim Plunkett's going 6-2 to the Toon with an Isak hat-trick. Wow. Alistair, good afternoon to you. James says they played a day later and travelled, but we basically ran to Germany and back during the midweek game. Yeah, we did. Yeah. That's not a bad point. Ian says, I read some stats somewhere that where the last game we won in Europe, we beat West Ham the next game 1-0. Well, if omens are anything to go by, that is a good one. Good evening, Matthew. Geordie Lad says, I think 2-1 win. Bruno and Wilson with the goals and a James Ward-Prowse free kick for West Ham. Whenever he plays against us, everybody predicts that James Ward-Prowse is going to score a free kick against us, but he often has, Billy, in the past.
He's very dangerous, isn't he? And he's got a new lease of life at West Ham. Another one that could be kind of a bit perturbed that he's not in the England squad because he's been playing really well. The West Ham bench does worry me. They've got a player on there that always scores against us. Mr. Ings, who's waiting to score. Yeah, he loves a goal against Newcastle, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Tom, I know that Far East teams don't play in the European competitions. I meant further east, in like Far Eastern Europe teams. And you know fine well what I meant. Git. Paul Tully says, watch the Beckham documentary on Netflix. Thought it was a good watch. I haven't seen that yet, to be honest. No. Not something that's urgently on my list to watch. The little fella says, hope for a win today for my birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you have a fantastic day. And of course, 3 points for the Toon would be lovely. Mary says, come on, if you have not put a thumbs up, start doing so. You know it does wonders for the channel. Thank you, Mary. Indeed, it does. And I can rabbit on about that until Daisy and her mates come home. But the fact is that it is very important for this channel that we do keep getting thumbs up, The more likes we get, the better chance we've got of being in search results for other fans like yourselves to find the channel, etc. And of course, subscribe, which is the whole point of the whole thing anyway. But we still 19 away from 24,000. Please do subscribe if you are new to the channel. The chat today is subscriber only, because we believe that the subscribers won't put any silly spoilers in, even though still a few years we're doing it through the week and last week. So we please ask again that no spoilers are put in the chat until me and Billy have commentated on the game. Not everybody will have a stream and be able to watch it, so they'll be taking part in the commentary and listening. So please do not spoil it by putting things in the chat that shouldn't be there until we've commentated on it. It's easy. Just wait until me and Billy have mentioned it, and then we can all talk about it at the same time. Margaret says, I can't believe Gordon got a red card. Sad, but we need to win. He didn't. He's just reached his bookings limit. So he is suspended. But he is going to be missed today, Billy, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He stretches his play for us, doesn't he? Down that left-hand side. It'll be a massive miss. But he gets the rest he clearly deserves. He's played virtually every game because of the Harvey Barnes injury. And he's been on the pitch virtually all of that. So, he needs a rest, no doubt about that. But he does have to kind of watch his discipline because this is our 6th game or 7th game now, and he's had 5 yellows already. So,
well, it's like we spoke about in previous shows, though, Billy. It's about whether you want to take that, aggression out of his game, and I don't think we want to do that, do we? I mean, you can see that Eddie started to nurture that aggression in a different way, in a more positive way. Look, after the international break, he's going to come back flying, because he's obviously he looked he did look tired against PSG towards the end. But now he's got a good couple of weeks where I'm sure Eddie won't put him through the rigor with training. I think it'll be light training for certainly a week. And then the build up to the game, it picks up intensity a little bit. But it'll do him the world of good, won't it? He'll come back flying.
I won't be surprised if Eddie lets him go away on holiday for a week, honestly.
Yeah.
The amount of work he's put in, plus 1 or 2 others as well, who are in the same boat. But certainly him with his pace and his running, his non-stop running, yeah, he definitely needs a break. I mean, the non-call up to the England squad could be a blessing in disguise for us.
Yep. By the way, just a reminder that if you are interested in T-shirts and hoodies, they are on the website at thetoonreview.co.uk. The order for those is going in tomorrow, so we need them by today. Any last-minute orders by today for the clothing, so T-shirts and hoodies, they will be going in tomorrow ordered. So you'll have to wait till the next batch is ordered if you order after this. And we do have, ladies and gentlemen, a new mod on the Toon Review. And I'm sure you'll all give him a big welcome. It is Mark. And of course, Mark is Mr. Reactions. So Mr. Reactions is now part of the Toon Review mod team. So please give him a big welcome in the chat and behave yourselves today because it's his first day in there, and do help him out by behaving yourselves in the chat. So welcome to Mark. Of course, Mr. Reactions to everybody. He is now part of the mod squad. So welcome him. Norvik and Truls, good afternoon to you guys. I hope you're well. Ian McKenna, hope you're well. Chippers, good afternoon. C. Johnson says, how are lads? Let's get a big win today. That away section will be pumping today and give us an advantage. Miggy to score first. How do you think West Ham are going to approach this game, Billy? Because they know if they push us too hard, they can easily get sort of caught on the break very, very easily. So how do you think David Moyes is going to, because he paid the price last season when we hammered them down there. Do you think it's going to be a different approach this time around?
I think he'll go low block and hit on the counter. I think that's generally what they do week in, week out, isn't it? They're very strong defensively. They've got Alvarez and Ward-Prowse sat in front of them. So I think that's what I'll do and try and hit us on the counter-attack, which a lot of teams have tried to do. And generally, that's kind of the best way of playing us.
Yeah.
It's how we respond to it. And with the creativity to break a low block, we do have Tonali in there today. Hopefully, he can do something with the ball at his feet today. We need more than just work from him, I think, today.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more from Tonali going forward. I think you're right, Billy. I think, we haven't really seen that attacking prowess that he certainly has, because we saw it in the under-23s European Championship in the summer when he played a lot further forward and was very pivotal to Italy. I mean, I know they went out early, but he was pivotal to most of the attacks that they had.
He was, yeah. Just a creative footballer, isn't he? We've really, apart from the Villa game apart, we've not seen that, have we, from him? We've seen plenty of work, and that's probably why he's running out of steam so quick, because that's not the way he's used to playing.
Yeah.
He's used to be a playmaker, and he's not on his side, is he, at the moment?
No.
There is room for another playmaker in the side, and I want him to kind of get his foot on the ball and do stuff with the ball today and create stuff for us, because that's what we bought him for at the end of the day, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We'll keep a very close eye on that, of course. King Hoddle, our resident Spurs fan. Afternoon, Paul and Big Billy. Good win for Tottenham yesterday, of course, with 10 men, beating Luton 1-0. Very difficult going to Kenilworth Road, of course, especially going down to 10 men at half-time and then playing well enough to get a... I mean, Spurs are a different animal under Ange, aren't they, Billy? They look a lot more stable, shall we say, than they have done under previous managers.
Yeah, he's signed well, hasn't he? You know, the lad at the back, the fella looks a good player. Doggy, who he mocked in the under-21s, looks a better player than what he did in the under-21s.
He does, yeah. He does.
And Bassi was coming some form, although however he was sent off yesterday, wasn't he? So I don't think they'll stay there by any shadow of the imagination. They might not make top 4, but they've started well.
Indeed. Please don't ask for any channels, guys. We can't give any channels out, otherwise we get into big trouble. We can't do that, so please stop asking for channel links. Mark says, good afternoon from the South Coast. Hope the Toon can cheer up. My team is in trouble in the Premier League. Is that Australian Premier League? Your team is in trouble? Or
He's Bournemouth fan, isn't he?
Oh, he's Bournemouth, yes. Oh, terrible result for Bournemouth yesterday. I expected them to do a lot better at Goodison Park, to be honest. Wow. Acid says, West Ham have lost 3 out of the last 4 home games against us. Yeah, we are a bit of a bogey team for them, Billy, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. That's certainly their ground, and they tend to do well at ours, don't they? It's a weird setup, really. The away team seems to do better, but yeah, we've done well at the London Stadium. We used to do well at Upton Park. I mean, I can remember Mr. Save scoring there at one point, and Mr. Hendrick scoring as well.
Yeah, I remember that on Save. It was a free kick, wasn't it? It was a beauty.
Yeah. I had a great game that day, and
never saw him again.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it?
Well, we didn't. We literally didn't, did we?
No.
Jack also says this commentary is going to be important today. Thank God it's you two. We are all getting used to the games not being televised. I know it's strange. Most of them have been live, so we've got to get used to a few not being televised. King Hoddle says sitting top of the league after 8 games under a new manager ain't for everyone, folks. Yeah, you might, well, depending on the result today, of course, massive game between Arsenal and Manchester City later on. I fancy Arsenal, I don't know why. I just think they might spring a result today. Although for us as Newcastle, I think a draw would be best for us, wouldn't it, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, they really are piling on Sky. I mean, Liverpool played Brighton at 2:00, and it's all been Arsenal, Man City. It's mad, really.
Yeah. Alex says, will the review be later tonight or tomorrow? It'll be tomorrow. We always do it 24 hours later. Let the dust settle a little bit. We will, of course, have our Patreon podcast, an immediate reaction to the game. So if you want to become a patron of the Toon Review and help the channel that way, the link is pinned halfway down the description. Go and have a look at Patreon. There's some brilliant stuff on there. Billy and Tom have done a Legends series on there, and that will continue with Newcastle United Legends. Instant reactions. We'll give about 20-25 minutes reaction to the game, stuff that you won't see on camera. And, of course, we've got other ones, fantasy teams, and loads of stuff on Patreon. So if you want to go and help us out that way, you can just go to the link, which is in the description halfway down, I think it is. There's loads of links in the description to different things. But if you head across to Patreon, you will get and sign up to that. You'll get our instant reaction after the game today. Poolie Mag says, although it's nice to have lads away with England, I really don't want the lads to go, so they stay fit for us. Yeah, and Eddie was asked that, Billy, in his press conference, and it was very interesting to see his answer, because he gave a sort of a wry smile when he said that, he was like, well, yes, it's good for me, but, as a manager, I want my players to succeed and represent the country. But you could tell it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, and that he was thinking more so of Newcastle, which he would. Of course he would. He'd prefer that Anthony Gordon gets a good rest now, given the start of the season he's had. So it makes a bit of sense. A nice result for our neighbours yesterday, Billy. Sunderland. Do you want to have us a little bit of a...
They were dreadful, weren't they? Empty seats all over the place in the Wheeze Tears derby. For
a local derby as well. By the way, I have to say, though, Billy, the Middlesbrough fans were absolutely incredible yesterday. I've seen a few videos. And sorry?
if you're winning 4-0 away from home, if you
absolutely,
can't be incredible, then
no. But even when it was 0-0, they were absolutely brilliant. And I have to say that, I mean, I don't necessarily see Middlesbrough as a rival to us. If I'm openly honest, they were just brilliant yesterday. And given the start of the season that they've had, it was incredible. I got a shock. I must admit, because we're Sunderland about 4th in the league or something. One of those freak results.
They lost to Cardiff last time again, didn't they? But credit again to the Middlesbrough chairman who could have sacked.
I think they beat Watford though on Wednesday, Billy.
They did, yeah. But you could have sacked Michael Carrick after a bad start to the season. A lot of chairmen would have, but he's kept faith with him, and he's turned the corner now, isn't he? So hats off to Steve Gibson once again. Absolutely,
a couple of good results. Roadblock, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, "Hi guys, looking forward to your commentary as usual about us." How about us hammering PSG with our reserves? Could this be the best season ever? What do you reckon? Well, again, we'll talk about that at the end of the season when we look back on it and say, was this a great season? Guys, we are 10 subscribers away from 24,000. Thank you very much. Please do keep subscribing if you're new. If you want to take part in the live chat today, you do have to be a subscriber. Obviously, so no spoilers come in. Or we hope no spoilers come in. So please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are 9 away now. Samsonite Dove, thank you very much for your 50 Danish kroner. He says, "Afternoon, lads and lasses. A belated thanks for Billy's commentary on the Champions League watch-along. That meant I could follow the first half while I was on the train." You're very welcome. Billy, you've had some fantastic comments about the commentary on Wednesday night. So well done again, buddy. Best place for commentary on Newcastle United. Better than the radio, better than the TV. Right here on the Toon Review. No doubt about it. We give you sensible commentary. Yes, we are a Newcastle United channel, but we do give our honest opinion during the games. If the opposition are playing well, we'll say so. And obviously, we know that a lot of TV companies like to focus on Newcastle playing badly, and it doesn't matter how much we're whopping the opposition; it's always the opposition's fault. But we don't do it like that on this channel. Barbara says we must smash these hammers. We need to keep in the top 6. It would be funny if we get 24 subscribers as we score. We're only 5 away now, so it is going up, guys. We are very close. I never thought, Billy, we're even. I mean, how many we won when you joined the channel?
7, I think.
7, yeah, because it wasn't long after Dave passed away, was it?
No.
That you joined us, and then it's incredible. I mean, we've got nearly 11,000 subscribers since.
17,000.
17. Is it 17?
Yeah, since I came on channel. Yeah.
Well, no, can't be, Billy. 7. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm going stupid. Just getting me drinks delivered here, Billy. Just bear with us 2 seconds. Me little waiter. Thanks, bud. Right. I think we'll see what sort of stream we've got now, Billy Bob.
Indeed.
And we hope that it doesn't end up like last time. I don't think it will, though. No, I've oh my God, I've got Formula One at the minute, but I think it's just adverts. English commentary when the match kicks off. So I think it's just adverts at the minute. We hope. David McGuinness says, talk is all about Eddie, how Eddie will leave the Toon to take the England job. That would ruin the poor bloke's reputation. A lot of Rivals fans will be praying for that. I don't think Eddie will. I really don't think Eddie would go to England this early in his career, Billy. You're going to remember he's still a young man.
Yeah, I think he's still a bit young, isn't he? I think he will have it one day, no doubt about it. But I just think it's a bit too early for him.
Absolutely.
We hope.
Yes, we do hope. Why is Tonali playing in the front, says Sean? He's not. Some people have him in the front, but look, if you look at Newcastle United's official lineup that they've put out, Anderson's in the front 3, because they always do it in formation order, don't they, Billy? So you've got the defence, then you've got the midfield, and then you've got the front 3. So they've got Anderson up front. And I'd rather go with what Newcastle say, Billy, to be honest, than what...
100%, yeah.
Well, we're over 24,000. We're on 24,002 subscribers, so we have hit 24K. Hopefully that will continue to rise as the afternoon goes on. Thank you so much, guys. God, started with an iPhone in my kitchen, Billy. It's amazing where it's gone. I was just actually looking back. I was watching the the takeover. I've got a stream. Has yours come on now, Billy?
Yes, as yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was watching the takeover show, not the actual day, but the night before. And I was just sort of listening to the sound quality and stuff. And it's before you had your green screen and proper microphone and everything. And just obviously the quality that has improved over the months. And it's incredible, isn't it? Just how things can grow.
Well, I was doing everything off a Samsung Galaxy S21 at that time, so obviously phone technology has come on a lot, but we obviously go with cameras and green screens and mics and headphones now.
Yeah,
it's a lot better, clearer, and the quality is much better, isn't it?
Professional outfit, I think now, Billy, aren't we?
I think we are definitely professional.
Yeah.
Although you've seen some of those French streams on the.
Oh God! I listen. If I want to get in touch with them and see how they do their graphics, because I want to do that. There was so many graphics on the screen, but sometimes the problem is, Billy, when you've got that many graphics going and keep changing, it sort of takes away. It's too much. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the background, and you can't concentrate on the host too much because there's flashing up going everywhere. So I like the way we do it at the minute, and certainly judging by the viewing figures we get, don't fix what isn't broken, I guess. That's the name of the game. We've got a super chat from our resident hammer, Mr. Jimmy Jones. 199. Thank you, buddy. He says, I'll take a point. Wow. I thought you'd be a bit more confident than that, Jimmy, to be honest. I mean, West Ham have had a very good start to the season. Billy, I've got the players just coming out the tunnel.
Yes, me too. Exactly the same.
Yes, it looks like we're level. That's brilliant. Guys, as usual, if you are watching somewhere and you're about to kick off before me and Billy do, just pause it. Wait till I say, right, we're underway. Then hit play as usual. So we're all in sync and we can all watch it together. But if you are in front of us, guys, again, no spoilers or you will be removed by the mods. I hate to do that, but look, we have to be tough on that because it spoils it for everybody else. So this is it, Billy. They're lining up now. Definitely God, it looks like a packed London Stadium again as well. Interesting. I was watching a West Ham fan the other day say that it still doesn't really 100% feel like home, the London Stadium, to them.
Well, they don't own it, do they? That's the problem with it. It's kind of on a big lease that Boris Johnson gave them. Really, gifted them a stadium, which in my opinion was wrong. But there you go. It's by the by. But yeah, they do fill it each week in, week out. It's not the close kind of to the pitch kind of stadium that the bowling ground was. It was a very hostile place to go.
Why has the goalkeeper got headphones on?
I don't know. Maybe he gets earache. Oh, maybe he's doing it in support of the kid he's got in front of him.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a brilliant gesture, that is. Yeah, it's obviously a disabled kid, and he's just that's a lovely touch, actually. Well done to him. So West Ham go with Areola in goal. Of course, former Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper, Billy. So I wonder if there's anything in that. Kufal, Zuma, Agard, and Emerson are the back four. I think Kufal and Emerson are together. Alvarez and Souček are the midfielders for West Ham. Mm-hmm. They will sit probably a bit deeper. Alvarez, of course, brilliant player. Bourne, Ward-Prowse, and Paqueta are the forward three, and they will be supporting Mikel Antonio. Now, interesting to know that Antonio hasn't trained all week, Billy. So that for me, I mean, Antonio is... Listen, he done us once, didn't he, at St. James's Park when they hammered us up there. Yeah. But they've got a good bench. I mean, Cornet's there, Ings, Agbona. They have got some very, very good players on the bench. And like you said earlier, Billy, probably a little stronger than us.
Yeah, Ben Rama too. Ben Rama's a hell of a player, isn't he, too? So.
Newcastle United, they line up with Nick Pope in goal. The back four of Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Jamal Lascelles, Dan Burn. Pretty much the norm, apart from Botman missing. Midfield three of Longstaff, Bruno, and Tonali. So this network are going with Tonali in midfield as well, and rightly so. He's not a left-sided forward. And of course, the front three of Miggy Almiron, Alexander Isak, and Elliot Anderson. That is your Newcastle United side for today's game. Substitutes of Dubravka, Dummett, Wilson, Ritchie, Target, Manquillo, Hall, Livramento, and of course, Jacob Murphy. Right, come on, Billy. We haven't done a preview show because of technical faults. What is your prediction today?
I think it'll be a very tight game. I'm going to go for 2-1 Newcastle.
2-1 Newcastle. I'm going 2-1 as well, Billy. That's the score that I had ready for the preview show, so I'm sticking with it. Of course, I don't really care what the score is as long as Newcastle United don't lose the game. A point will be good depending on how the game goes, of course. I mean, if we dominate the game and only get a point, we'll be disappointed. But this is a big game for us. Come on. The nerves kick in again, Billy, as they always do before kickoff. But this is a huge opportunity for Newcastle today. And, of course, I hate them bubbles that the pee out on the machine constantly. Right, so if you're kicked off before us, remember to pause it until me and Billy have said, right, we're underway. It is going to be West Ham to get us underway with James Ward-Prowse. And they're taking the knee, Billy. Interesting enough. I haven't done that for a while, and my stream's frozen. Would you Adam and Eve it?
Oh, we're off. Set your clock. We're going.
Yep, we're off. Billy, I think you might be a couple of seconds ahead of me now.
Okay, I'll just come out and back in again. Now she gets back in time. There you go.
Yeah, cool. And we're immediately on the ball with Sean Longstaff. And very physical from West Ham early doors. I'm up to 20 seconds, Billy.
22 for me, so I'm still 2 ahead.
Just pause it for a couple of seconds and then we'll be in sync.
$32.
Yeah. I always hate it when it buffers. It really does annoy me. Hopefully it'll stay stable. Newcastle have a free kick, which Kieran Trippier is going to take on the far side. Newcastle starting the first half from right to left. Yeah, I buffered again, Billy. This is not good. This is not a great start for me. I may have to change internet over again.
Fabian Schär's just lumped it forward and it's cleared by Zuma out for thrown to Newcastle on the halfway line. Yeah,
I'm on 106, Billy.
Oh, you're in front of me now, which is okay. You're about a second in front.
Okay. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change over the other internet if it keeps doing this because mine seems to be a bit more stable than this one. Dan Burn back to Bruno. And Bruno knocks it back to skipper Jamal Lascelles. Sends it out wide now to Kieran Trippier. Trippier turns, lays it back now again to Jamal Lascelles. Lascelles across to Fabian Schär. Nick Pope's in, he's available, but Schär then goes wide to Dan Burn. Good confident start this by Newcastle. Good possession, but Elliot Anderson takes a dodgy touch and Jared Bourne begins a run down the right-hand side. Cuts it inside to Souček, but Newcastle United managed to get the ball back now with Bruno. Billy, I'm just going to change my internet back over, buddy.
Okay.
I'll be 2 seconds.
Crossfield ball from Bruno onto the head of Kieran Trippier, who nods it back to Nick Pope. Brilliant play from Bruno to win the ball back. Risky pass across the area, but onto the head of Trippier. He nods it back to Pope, who's bowled it out to Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär now advancing up the pitch with the ball at his feet, plays it into Isak. Isak turns, plays it back to Dan Burn. Dan Burn's got the ball down the line. Okay.
Yeah, I've got Isak on the ball here. Knocks it back to Elliot Anderson. Anderson, with a bit of support, knocks it back to Bruno. Bruno can see Trippier to the right and gives it lovely curling ball. And this is Trippier now on the outside. Trippier knocks it back to Jamal Lascelles. Newcastle that just seem to be happy with holding a bit of possession here, Billy. It's quite a confident start.
It looks a very warm day at the London Stadium.
It absolutely does. Lovely sunny day, which is more than I can say for what it's like up here in the northeast. Trippier again. Sorry, that was Almiron. Inside to Anderson, who's come right across the other side of the pitch. Good turn by Elliott. And he's tackled and a throw into Newcastle midway through the West Ham half. So Elliot Anderson coming right across the pitch there, Billy.
Yeah, it's twice, so he's dallied on the ball. You know, he probably hasn't got the time he thinks he has at the minutes, but he'll get into it as the game goes on. Only 3 minutes in after all. So
Trippier midway through the West Ham half will take the throw in, throws it all the way back to Jamal Lascelles. Across to Fabian Schär. Schär, plenty time to pick a pass out here. Just takes it over the halfway line. Short into Dan Burn. Burn up the line to Anderson. Anderson again to Burn. Burn, a one-time touch. Not a great pass that. Intercepted. And Burn has the ball again as we win it back. Bruno now. Lovely little ball inside to Fabian Schär. Lascelles. Looked like he was in trouble there, Billy, but as usual, just brilliantly passes his way out of problems.
Yeah, he's a genius, isn't he?
Just no panic at all as Lascelles now steps over the halfway line inside the Longstaff. He gives it Isak. Isak comes deep for the ball, goes on a little mazy run, but they've got 4 West Ham players around him. Nice work by Longstaff to find Trippier. Trippier then goes over the top. It's a back post chance and just over the bar from Elliot Anderson. A good run there to the back post, picked out brilliantly by Trippier, Billy, and Anderson just couldn't keep it down though.
Yeah, it was a fantastic spot there, wasn't it, of Trippier? Good run by Anderson, but it's slightly just above his head. A bit high to get to him to get on target, but again, great cross from Trippier.
Good defending as well, to be honest.
It was, yeah.
Didn't foul him, just sort of eased into him. But Newcastle win the ball immediately, and that's a really bad foul, that. And a free kick to Newcastle. Very positive start in this first 5 minutes for the Toon.
Yeah, we've started really well, haven't we? Really brightly. We're on the front foot virtually all of it. So, yeah, we haven't given the ball away cheaply yet either. And Anderson is in the game, which is good to see on that left flank.
Yeah, he looks up for it, doesn't he, Elliot Anderson?
He's
certainly getting himself all over the pitch in the early doors.
Well, he's got that monkey on his shoulder, hasn't he, about scoring a goal? He's got to do, he's had so much bad luck. It just seems destined not to go in the net for him. But
absolutely,
I've got a feeling he might score today.
Well, hopefully he will. In comes the free kick from Trippier. It's sort of drilled in and cleared by West Ham. And another throw in, again, midway through the West Ham half. Trippier looks to take it quickly, but then just wants everybody to reset, get the defenders back. Not the best free kick that by Tripp. Certainly not given how he's been providing his free kicks of late.
It was a nice shape, wasn't it? Just it's a bit low, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we have the ball now with Fabian Schär midway through his own half here, just sort of gently jogging out with the ball. And gives it left to Dan Burn, who's then got Nick Pope in support. Newcastle quite happy just to knock it around here in the early sparring. West Ham haven't really had the ball at all in the first 5 minutes.
Selective press from West Ham. I think they've got to. They might press when it goes. Well, they're not pressing again now, are they? They did first part of the game, but at the minute it's quite placid from West Ham, I'd say.
It is, yeah. They're keeping a kind of they're keeping the formation shape, really. He is Longstaff now.
Nice ball.
He's got a bit of space. Gives it left now to Tonali. First time we've seen him in the game. Tonali to Anderson. Anderson then back inside to Bruno. Bruno having a look, seeing what's available to him. Again, pings it out to the right-hand side where Trippier awaits. Trippier nods it on to Miggy. Miggy flicks it on into the box. But that's the goalkeeper's ball. Areola comes out and collects that, no problem at all. I thought Miggy could have took that down there, Billy.
Yeah, he had more time than he thought, didn't he?
Yeah. But again, nice movement from Newcastle United. Well, Bourne's gone down there from a foul by Tonali.
Look at sack of spuds, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure there was much contact there, but the way he went down, there was a lot of contact. But Kufal is going to take the free kick for West Ham, long towards Paqueta, but that is Nick Pope's ball any day of the week, and he quickly gets to Kieran Trippier. Trippier bursting forward now over the halfway line for Newcastle. Plays it up towards Isak. It's too much. Tonali. It's too much for him. West Ham get the ball back with Bourne now, tightly marked by Big Dan Burn. He's not going anywhere, Jared Bourne here. Has to go back and gives away the throw in. Brilliant from Dan Burn there.
Yeah, terrific defending, jockeying, defending there, not jumping in, just jockeying him. And in the end, Jared Bourne kicked it out of the throw, didn't he? Brilliant.
The ball's back with Fabian Schär at the moment. Newcastle again, quite happy just to be patient, just to pass it around, see who's available. And it hasn't been an explosive start by West Ham, Billy, which I think will suit us because we're knocking the ball around nicely. That's not a great ball from Fabian Schär, straight down Areola's throat. But we are, when we win the ball back, we're sort of passing it around, not having to do a lot of running, which I think will benefit the players. But Antonio has it now for West Ham. Of course, he hasn't trained all week, so interested to see how long he lasts. Great ball. This is a chance for West Ham. It's going to be 1-0. Nick Pope's gone walkabout, and Souček has scored for West Ham. 8 minutes gone, and Newcastle behind. Billy Bob.
Shocking goalkeeping by Mr. Pope yet again. That was horrific. Just one ball over the top.
Yeah.
Jamal Lascelles not in his centre-half position. Squared across goal to an empty net, which slided in from Souček. But what Nick Pope's doing, Lord alone knows. Lord alone knows.
I mean, Fabian Schär, he sort of... I mean, Paqueta loses... Oh, that's terrible. Nick Pope should not be out there when we've got that many men back.
Of course he shouldn't. I don't know what he's doing there. It's horrific. Yeah,
brilliant run by Paqueta. Takes, I mean, great ball over. Takes everyone out the game. But
yeah, it's his left, isn't he?
But look where Schär is, Billy. There's no need for Nick Pope to come out there.
It's awful goalkeeping. It really is.
and it's Souček really couldn't miss, and we are behind. West Ham's first attack of the game, and I mean that's annoying considering the start we've made to the game. You know, very confident on the ball, looking like we can cause a few problems, and then bang, we're hit with that poor defending. You know, Lascelles lost the run, and then I mean I don't know what Fabian Schär's supposed to do. You know, I mean Nick Pope's
Longstaff's let Paqueta go. He's not watching. It's poor from Longstaff too, actually, to let Paqueta run in behind him. But Nick Pope, Christ Almighty.
No, that is not great goalkeeping from His Holiness. Isak now on the ball for Newcastle. Gets it back to Kieran Trippier. Inside now to Bruno. Bruno takes a step in front of great strength again from Bruno. And Longstaff's hit an absolute horror ball straight out of play. That was old school, Sean. We don't want to see that again, please. Eddie will be disappointed because we made such a good start to the game, Billy. That's the thing.
Yeah,
we started brightly.
We've took the crowd out of it for 10 minutes and the first kind of attacking anger, they've scored. It's poor defensive play by one or two and certainly terrible goalkeeping.
Yeah, it was awful. Jimmy Jones says, you're not playing PSG today, lads. But very early days. There's only 10 minutes gone. There's still plenty of time for us to get back in this game, but we have got to do better defensively than that. I mean, I don't get why goalkeepers come out like that, Billy, when they've got defenders back. He didn't come out with any commitment either. I mean, you mentioned this against PSG on Wednesday, but this time I agree with you. He didn't come out with any conviction. It was easy for the West Ham player just to knock it past him and then knock it across to Souček.
Yeah, it was. Well, maybe that goal from PSG was in his mind because he came out and carried on going when he didn't need to.
Yeah.
If it stayed at home, they weren't scoring there. Simple as that.
Well, we've got work to do, but there's still plenty of time left in this game, which is the positive. And let's be honest, we've started the game quite well. So I do believe there's chances for us in the game, Billy.
Yeah, I agree.
Stato says, Trips told Lascelles to track. He jogged back, didn't pick up the runner. Jamal mate, and then Pope, awful from both.
Longstaff was the one that let Paqueta go, not Lascelles.
I don't think it was Paqueta in the box, Billy. It was their number 33 or something.
It was Emerson, wasn't it?
Yeah. As Bruno goes down, no foul, says the referee. 3 players around Bruno, incidentally, there. He just it couldn't move. And now West Ham finally have a bit of possession. Long ball played towards Antonio, brings it down well. He's got Lascelles to deal with. Antonio can't keep the ball in play, and it trots out for a throw into Newcastle United.
I'm pretty sure Antonio and Lascelles would know each other from Forest days, I think.
Yes, exactly. But I think the whole defence will be disappointed with that goal. I mean, Fabian Schär didn't stand a chance. He tried to, bless him, he tried to throw himself at the ball when he was on the line and obviously making sure not to handball it, but there was no way Souček was going to miss from 2 yards out like that. Here's Longstaff for Newcastle United. Into Miggy Almiron now. Lays it off to Bruno. Bruno has a look, see who's available. Again, just shown Longstaff. Longstaff has been hounded here, but manages to get the ball out to Trippier. Trippier then back to Jamal Lascelles. Lascelles is going to go back to Nick Pope. Pope has Fabian Schär. Again there, Nick Pope, he looked a simple ball, Billy, and he kind of juggled with it.
Yeah, he didn't control it very well, did he?
That wasn't great by Tonali. He's really sold Dan Burn there, and what a great interception by Fabian Schär. Now we can get on the break with Miggy here, but plenty West Ham players getting back. Here's Trippier on the right-hand side. Nice little move. Turns back. I think that's under. No, it's Trippier. Yes. Bruno now. Inside now to Tonali. Tonali with a bit of space. Turns and lays it up to Anderson. Anderson now. First real chance he's got to run at the defence. Plays it across to Bruno. Bruno's got a brilliant run from Trippier to the back post. Trippier hangs up in the air and nods it across. Areola out and catches it. And Trippier's hurt his ribs there by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's the way he's fell, I think. Unless he got an elbow. But it's a good move from Newcastle, actually. We're a bit unfortunate. What's he doing there?
Well, Paqueta's just waiting for Trippier to come back on the pitch. I think that's great sportsmanship there from Paqueta. He was going to kick the ball out until he saw Trippier back on his feet, and Trippier just let him have the ball back to Areola, and we get on with the game. Good sportsmanship there.
Mm-hmm.
And here is Paqueta on the ball now. Lovely little ball floated out to the right-hand side now to Kufal. Kufal, he's going against Big Dan Burn, has to turn and go back. Paqueta now for West Ham. Looks to see who's available. He's got Ward-Prowse here. Back to Paqueta. Out to the left-hand side now. West Ham patiently building again. Out to Antonio now. Inside. Here's Ward-Prowse. Little 1-2. This is Emerson, I believe. And good interception by Kieran Trippier. Now, Longstaff plays it into Anderson. Anderson looks for support and gets it from Dan Burn. Just wasn't the quick break that we used to there. I would have expected Elliott to get that ball and turn and go, Billy.
And go, yeah, I thought he would have as well.
Longstaff pushed off the ball, I think, very easily. I think he's lucky there, Billy. You have to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a foul. I think Longstaff just took a heavy touch on the ball and Souček just sort of shouldered him out the way. I didn't see anything wrong with that, but I'm not complaining. We've got a free kick taken quickly. Longstaff up to Miggy Almiron now. Almiron inside to Bruno. Bruno looks for support. He's got it again from Miggy. Miggy's got Trippier outside him. Goes back to Bruno. Bruno then does use Kieran Trippier. Trippier's in a bit of space down the right-hand side here. Looks for the ball in. Gives it to Tonali. Tonali brings the ball down well. Lays it off to Longstaff. Longstaff to Anderson. Anderson now looks for support again. He had Dan Burn. Chose to cut inside and laid off to Bruno. Bruno nicely inside to Miggy. Back to Anderson. This is good stuff from Newcastle, but Anderson's pass is wayward and it's actually awful. And it goes out for a goal kick. But again, nice patient build-up, Billy. Nice passing. And, you know, there's only 15 minutes gone in this game. We've got time. Just settle down. You know, yeah, we've bad goal to concede, but let's put it behind us and go again.
Yeah, but West Ham have fallen into an ultra-low block now, and we do struggle to break that down at times, but we do have more creativity than we did last year, so let's hope they can get through it. But on that occasion, it was awful, Anderson, wasn't it, at the end? Yeah.
Trippier wins the ball back and then gives it away. Barney Rubble says, I'm seeing heavy abuse for Pope. Was it a howler for the goal? Up the mags. Don't underestimate the energy that 4-1 took out of the lads. Plenty of time to recover.
Yes, it was.
There is a yellow card here.
I think
is it one each there, Billy? Yeah,
Bruno's
Emerson and
got
Bruno.
Yeah, I think Emerson asked for a yellow card, and that's why he's got booked.
Yep. So there's 2 yellow cards on the scoreboard now.
And Bruno got one for the foul.
Disappointed to see Bruno get booked after 16 minutes, given the position he plays. Lovely play from Paqueta, by the way. And yeah, it was a bit cynical from Bruno. Deserved the yellow card, but as the new law states, there you go. Saying book him, you get booked as well. I don't like seeing that, Billy.
When they're going to learn? Because, I mean, he's on eggshells now, isn't he? I'd give it Allen on the ball at every opportunity now.
Yeah. Antonio wins the ball in the box. Fabian Schär belts it up the field. I think he had a bit more time than he thought there.
A lot more time than that. He
didn't seem to get a shout from anybody. Anderson brings the ball down. Oh, what is that? Bruno's just gone. Just settle down, lads. You're playing all right. You're knocking the ball around well. There's no need to panic.
Well
Lascelles knocked off the ball by Paqueta.
Not well
This
played.
is dangerous. This is dangerous. In comes the ball, and Nick Pope catches it. But Paqueta is, he's standing out for West Ham today so far, Billy.
Absolutely he is, yeah. He's got the physical side to his game as well as the sublime side. Anderson not knowing where he was going here, but yeah, did well in the end.
He did. And it's out to Kieran Trippier now, who crosses over the halfway line inside to Isak. Isak lays it off for Bruno. Bruno now brings it forward. He's got Tonali now. Here is Tonali. Back to Bruno. Bruno again goes out wide to Almiron. Almiron cuts in on his left foot. Lays it into Bruno again. Into Tonali. Tonali, that's poor. He's lost the ball. And then Bruno again. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah,
this could be trouble for Bruno.
I know he's called him over. He's going to have a word with him, I think. All right, lads. He's fucking trying to get him sent off. Look.
Yeah, you kicked a cat, mate. Sod off. Honestly. He's got to be careful here. He's having a very, very stern word with Bruno. He's giving him one more chance. I mean, what is Bruno doing there? I mean, it's a poor pass from Tonali. A hospital pass, but Bruno's, I mean, he's never getting there. And he's very, very lucky to stay on the pitch, Billy. You have to be honest. That isn't normally a yellow card offence.
That's more of a yellow card than the one he got booked for.
Yeah.
But Tonali was piss poor there. He put him deep in the shit.
Shocking ball by Tonali. Shocking. And Bruno is definitely walking a tightrope at the moment, but he wasn't helped by Tonali at all there. Here is Bruno now. Sets Tonali away, but nothing comes of it. Great tackle by Big Dan Burn there. And wins a throw in for Newcastle. Good stuff from Dan Burn, who's had a good start to the game.
Yes, yeah.
But all eyes on the referee there. He had a decision to make. I mean, Billy, had he not been booked about a minute beforehand, I think he would have been off the pitch there.
Well, if he hadn't been booked a minute beforehand, he'd have got booked for that. I mean, that's more of a yellow card than what he got booked for, I think. Very fortunate.
But let's be honest here. Tonali sold him up the river with it's a 2-yard pass.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous pass to go on and misplace that, and like you say, a yard away. It's ridiculous. Brighton have taken the lead against Liverpool, incidentally.
Good.
Simon Adingwa.
Here is Tonali now down the left-hand side for Newcastle United. Looking for support, gets it from Bruno. Bruno, he's got Trippier and acres of space again to the right-hand side. I'd just like to see Trippier pick the ball up and just whip it in. A cross does come in right to the back post, but it's too deep for Anderson. He's chasing after it, but I think that'll roll out for a West Ham throw-in. And he almost slipped there and cleaned out the substitutes. Absa's very lucky. 1-1 and Bruno is off. Bruno very lucky not to be red carded, says Ruben. I have to agree. I mean, should it matter in football, Billy, when somebody is booked, how long it is until the next foul? Should that matter? I don't think it should.
Well, a lot of referees would have sent him off. I mean, we've got lucky there. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Anyway, we go on, and Newcastle, who I don't think we've played particularly badly. We haven't created a single opportunity yet, though, which I think is we had the Elliot Anderson header early doors, but that was miles over the bar. We haven't really tested Areola yet. No,
we've played well for 2/3 of the pitch, haven't we? And the low block of West Ham, they're defending pretty well, pretty, compact, aren't they? Antonio's here.
West Ham looking dangerous now with Paqueta coming into the box on the left-hand side. Paqueta whips it across. Good clearance from Lascelles. And Miggy tried to bring it down. Just slightly heavy touch. It almost worked for him.
Yep.
Paqueta again now. He's got Trippier breathing down his neck. But good play from Paqueta. Holds off Trippier, then fires a beautiful ball to the right-hand side to Kufal. Kufal takes it on his chest really well. Keeps the ball in. Whips across in to the back post where Kieran Trippier just calmly knocks the ball down to Bruno. Incredible defending under pressure like that when you can stay as calm as that. Miggy now up to Alexander Isak. Lovely touch from Isak to Tonali. Back to Isak. Isak, he's got one-on-one here with a defender, but West Ham getting players back now. No support for him at all.
None at
Where's
all,
the forwards getting up? Gives it to Anderson. I mean, where were the Newcastle players there? That's disappointing, that.
Well, this is where Miss Anthony Gordon, because there's no doubt about it, he'd have been up next to him at least, but maybe ahead of him.
Almiron now gives it to Trippier. Trippier fires a ball. It's not a great one. It's into the arms of Areola. But I'm really disappointed there. Isak's belting forward, and there's literally no other Newcastle United player alongside him or up with him.
No.
And again, a poor cross from Trippier straight into the arms of Areola, who throws it out. I don't know who the hell he was looking for there, but it went straight to Fabian Schär. Now Tonali for Newcastle. Tonali lays it to Bruno. Bruno inside to Almiron. Almiron to Bruno. Again, Trippier and acres of space on the right-hand side. Trippier now looking for runners. Gets it from Longstaff, who is offside. That is shocking. Shocking. I'm sorry, but that is shocking. You should not be offside there, Billy.
Yeah, you have a look along the line, don't you, and step back accordingly. He just didn't, did he? He got excited and didn't look anyway. But that's terrible.
Fez makes a good point, though, Billy. West Ham playing an 8-man back line already.
I've mentioned that it's the ultra-low block, isn't it? They're one up. They've got something to defend.
Yeah. It's going to be a free kick now for West Ham, which Areola will take. Down that left-hand side. Well won by Jamal Lascelles. But the referee gives a free kick for what looks like an elbow from Lascelles. I think it's Paqueta that's down. Felt a little bang on the side of his head. I mean, we were talking about before the game, Billy, the creation that's still in that Newcastle United 11, but we ain't seen any of it so far.
No, I think the worst thing that could have happened for a neutral is West Ham scoring first, because they will go into ultra defensive mode despite the quality of players they've got. That's not a free kick as long as they've got all of my ass.
I mean, how are you supposed to jump in the air and not put your hands up like that?
That's absolute nonsense. And Paqueta's made out he's been punched by Mike Tyson there. I think he hardly touched him with his fingers.
I mean, yeah, brushed him with his fingers, Billy, I think is a fair thing to say. West Ham have a free kick in a dangerous position here, of course. Ward-Prowse and Paqueta are both over this ball. Although West Ham not really committing a lot of players forward. I think I can see about 5 in the box. In it comes. Byrne heads it away. Oh, God. We got lucky there because Byrne headed it straight into the path of Jared Bourne there. But Bourne, luckily for us, missed the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest header in the world, was it?
But it's a corner to West Ham, which Ward-Prowse comes over to take. 24 minutes, well, over 24 minutes gone now. 1-0 at the London Stadium. Thomas Souček with the goal after a howler, it's fair to say, from a few Newcastle players. Mainly our goalkeeper, unfortunately.
West Ham are dangerous from set pieces.
Yeah, Shaughness's Isak looking isolated.
Very much
yeah.
so.
I mean, the proof in point was a few minutes ago when he went barreling down the pitch and nobody was up with him. Pope punches it away for Newcastle United. That's a foul, surely. If that one, yes, the referee has given a foul. And I don't know who he's talking to here. No card, but good corner that. Right down the throat of Nick Pope. And I'm not even sure that was a foul, I mean, he's blew for a foul on Nick Pope there. I'm not sure.
He's
I mean, Mickey didn't get touched either. I mean, what is football coming to now where you can't even compete for a header?
He's very awkward punching that away, I've got to say. Referee, come on.
Souček bringing down Bruno there.
Well, that's a yellow card. That's
cheeky little trip.
Yeah, that's a yellow card. It's as bad as Bruno's first one.
Yeah.
I guess the referee's going to be more lenient now. Now he's let Bruno off that one. So,
well, yeah, we got lucky, I guess. Anyway, Longstaff on the ball now for Newcastle. Inside to Almiron. Almiron again. There's just no movement, Billy. They're very static in midfield.
Yeah, we are.
Here's Isak. Turns. Lovely turn by Isak. And he's got Byrne to the left, but it's a poor ball again. Good job. Dan Byrne was 9 foot tall, but West Ham win it back. Yeah. Again, the simple passes aren't there, Billy, and we've seen this a few times. Of course, things have changed rapidly in the second half, which we can only hope that happens here, because our passing is a little bit off at the minute.
Yeah, the goal's definitely set us back, hasn't it? I mean, before the goal, we were with a better side. We were using the ball nicely, hardly giving it away.
Yeah, knocking it around confidently, weren't we?
Since that catalogue of errors that went into that first goal, it's been different, hasn't it? We've been panicking. We've seen rushed on the ball, and and West Ham have fallen into an ultra low block. It's kind of hard to break through. And here they come on the attack now, West Ham.
Yeah, this time Nick Pope comes out and makes sure he gets the ball as Antonio and Cher both go rolling over. Oh, come on, you can't be injured there, man. Nothing actually happened. Cher having a word with Antonio saying he doesn't understand why he went barreling into I mean, there was probably no need to do that. We're just seeing it again. Nick Pope gathers the ball here, and Antonio kind of, well, it's
good defending from Cher.
I mean, Nick Pope tripped them over, to be honest. Antonio, Nick Pope gathers the ball, sticks his hip out. Antonio goes over the top. I don't think anybody's at fault there, to be fair.
No.
But Cher comes away with the ball now for Newcastle. Rolls it into Sean Longstaff. Longstaff, lovely ball into the feet of Elliot Anderson, who's got Isak wide. Anderson holds the ball up brilliantly. Shoves off a West Ham defender. Isak now. Men forward. He's got Tonali, who lays it into Anderson. Good bit of football that from Newcastle. Anderson brings it back onto the right foot. Still Elliot Anderson. Tonali now on the edge of the box. Tonali again supported with Anderson. There's people just need to make a bit of space here. Tonali's ball in, and that's away for
8 men behind the ball. 8 men behind the ball at every opportunity. Yeah. It's get what
Billy, surely we've got to show more. We've got to show more than that, though. I mean, Tonali's ball in. There's one man in the penalty area.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 8 West Ham men in the box there. It's keep what you've got kind of attitude, isn't it? And counter-attack stuff. It's pretty archaic stuff, but it's working for them.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, Billy. They're putting that many men behind the box, so why don't we just take a chance with a couple of others of our attackers getting into the box?
I think they're scared of the counter, aren't they? I think that's why. But
if they've got 8 men behind the ball, they ain't got out to counter-attack with.
You'd think. It's not great. We aren't being too adventurous, I've got to say. But
guys, in the chat, please leave Jimmy Jones alone. Jimmy is a subscriber to this channel and very welcome here. It's his opinions on the game. Just be friendly, guys, please. I won't have any. Jimmy Jones has been part of us for a long time. He's good banter, okay? And here comes Tonali now breaking forward for Newcastle United. He's got Miggy wide of him. Here is Miggy now. Turns, cuts in on his left foot. He goes for an ambitious shot, and it's not far away, Billy.
That's a great effort. A couple of yards wide, but yeah. Miggy thinks that's really close. We'll have a look at this from behind the goal, I guess, now. It's
I mean, he only had one thing in his mind there. Saw that nothing was on. He thought, right, I'm going to hit. That wasn't far away, Billy. We're going to get a really good look at it now.
Yeah, this is one look to tell us how close it was. It's
It
probably
is
further
curling.
away than what we think.
It's not that far, Billy. It actually went over the bar rather than
It
wide.
went over the corner of the post and the bar, didn't it?
Yeah. Good effort.
Very good effort.
Guys, just have banter in the chat. There's no need to get bloody nasty to each other. No matter who we support, let's just, it's all banter. We've known Jimmy long enough to know that it's banter with Jimmy as well.
That's gone out of play and they're playing on. And they've got a player down. They're still playing on.
Well, Paqueta's down again, holding his lower back. Went in for a header with Trippier. Trippier just giving it that. I mean, yes, the landing might have hurt there, to be honest. It wasn't the sort of contact with Trippier. It was more the landing. Landing right on the top of his arse.
I think Trippier's made a little arch.
But
I think that's a free kick, personally. I think that's a free kick, personally.
Probably more of a free kick than what some of them we've seen today, but yeah. I mean, touch wood, the referee hasn't done bad in the first half an hour.
No, not first, certainly not.
Jimmy Jones, thank you for a $9.99 super chat. He says, thank you, Paul. It's just banter, people. I actually like the tune. Yes, we know you do, Jimmy. So come on, guys. Newcastle fans are great for having banter with, so let's just have banter, please. Share gives it wide now for Jamal Lascelles. Lascelles brings it forward.
Interestingly, he's starting to pull to the left more now. Oh, look at that tank going. Hey, up.
Yeah.
That's a yellow card. That should be a yellow card.
It's not, though. Paqueta bringing down Jamal Lascelles, who went on a bit of a central defender gallop there, didn't he? And then Paqueta sticks out. How is that not a yellow card?
That is a yellow card. But again, the Bruno one that he's let go has allowed him to not book him for that.
I mean, that's as cynical as it comes. How on earth is that not a yellow card? Honestly, can't understand it. But then again, anyway, we've got a free kick in a very good position here if we can make use of this. Oh, Miggy's showing a yellow card to the referee.
Oh, that's
so he's been booked.
Well,
why? You know you're going to get booked for doing that.
Honestly, they've not got the brain to born with some of these footballers, have they?
Stupid.
However,
I haven't seen a confirmation yet, Billy.
You can't book him for that and then not book him for that. We haven't seen confirmation of it now, but he must have done.
Oh, just wide. I think it was Dan Byrne with a header, and it's just gone wide of the post again. Couple of good opportunities for Newcastle in the last few minutes. Got a header, Paqueta there, and just wide.
Yeah, set pieces seem to be the way through at the minute, don't they?
Just curled away at the last minute.
So unfortunate, because I think Aviola's got it covered, to be fair.
Well, still no official confirmation on the TV that Miggy's got a booking, so I don't know.
No.
But it was clear from the cameras that he did show the fake yellow card there to the referee, which of course is what Emerson was booked for earlier on in the game.
That's our ball. Whoa.
We'll have to have a look at some official stats at some point just to see if there is a booking there. It has been registered. I'm not sure it has been registered as a booking. And Paqueta again goes flying through the air. Jesus Christ, man. Dylan, thanks for your $4.99 super chat. He says, this is a snooze fest. We've always struggled breaking teams down like like to sit behind the ball and give us possession. Need to take just one of these. Yeah, I think it's gone the wrong way around, really. West Ham scoring first, to be honest, doesn't it?
It is for the neutral, certainly.
Bruno now back to Jamal Lascelles. 33 minutes gone. West Ham lead by 1-0 from Souček. An awful goal from Newcastle's point of view. But Newcastle's getting back into the game the last 5 or 6 minutes. And that's a foul. And then another foul by Miggy. And Sean Longstaff is kicking off for the referee, saying, where was the foul on Tonali? I have to say, it looked like a clear foul by the West Ham player on Tonali there and wasn't given.
Yeah, I agree. The
The
refs lost a bit of control in this, and if that was Miggy doing that, and if he has been booked, he hasn't booked him for that. So
I mean,
I don't know. The rest
Barney
of us a bit
Rubble.
of control here.
Yeah, thanks for your £2 super chat, Barney. Positive energy. Don't forget Wednesday. Love you all. Oh, there's plenty of time left. Look, there's plenty of time left, and we just need to,
We are strangely subdued, though, aren't we, from attacking point of view?
Yeah, yeah. We just look a bit lost at the minute. I mean, is that because Gordon's missing, Billy? He's such an influence.
Yeah, we're losing lots of pace, aren't we, down that flanking.
Anyway, Nick Pope rolls it out quickly to Dan Byrne, who gets on his bike, rolls it into Isak. Isak, good strength. Oh, magical touch from the line from Isak, and then he's hauled down by Antonio, and that is going to be a yellow card.
That's borderline.
Shocking tackle from Mikel Antonio, and he is booked for that. I mean, what a piece of skill, Billy, in the first place from Isak.
It's fantastic with a play to get away from the tight situation he was in, but for Antonio to do that, that's borderline red, I think. Brilliant skill, comes away. I mean, he's got no chance of getting the ball, deliberately bringing the player down. It's a what's known as a professional foul in the old
very cynical. Very cynical indeed. So he is booked now, and Newcastle get on with the game now with Fabian Schär. I mean, Isak was away there. Fabulous close control again on the touchline. And to me, Billy, that's why I think he's a left-sided forward and not a bloody striker.
It's interesting that he's pulling more to the left more and more now, isn't he?
Yeah, Elliot Anderson seems to have taken up a central position. Here's Isak again on the left. There's definitely been a little change, a little bit of a change here, Billy. I think he's just tinkered with it a little bit, has the manager, Eddie Howe?
Yeah, I think he's trying to get more creative players on the ball more often. I think that's what the case is. And Elliot hasn't been creative as such yet, has he?
Yep. Here is Tonali on the left-hand side now again. Inside to Bruno. Bruno, again, Trippier in acres of space on the right-hand side. Bruno lays it up to Lascelles. Lascelles inside. Well, I don't understand that. I mean, Miggy's in loads of space and they're refusing to give him the ball here.
Yeah, very odd.
If Lascelles, I mean, there you go again. This time he rolls it into Bruno. Bruno, Tonali, terrible touch, but manages to get to Isak. Isak again, past two players. Isak on a great run. And I'm not sure what Dan Byrne was trying to do there, but he's not. But he wins the ball back brilliantly. Just trying to play a little 1-2 with Isak there, but Isak was literally 2 yards ahead of him, Billy.
Yes, it was strange, wasn't it? He tried to support the winger, but went into the place where he kind of got in his way a little bit, if anything.
Yeah.
But it's promising for Newcastle, although we're not really creating much in the penalty area, are we?
Nothing at the moment, but Isak's certainly coming into the game now. He's on the left-hand side. And I think we may just see Callum come on in the second half, Billy. We just missed that out-and-out striker, the target man, because, I mean, Isak's more of a left-sided player. I don't care what anybody says. He seems to do so much better when he's on the left. And he gets into the game a lot more as well.
It's very much like the Brentford game last season, isn't it? I mean, will Eddie Howe pull the trigger again and bring in Callum on second half? I think there's every chance of it.
Lascelles hoofs are clear for Newcastle United. As Anderson goes chasing. Anderson, he's definitely playing through the middle now.
Yep, no doubt about it.
As Ariola goes long up the middle. Paqueta's got an acre of space to bring that ball down. Where of our defending? It's into Antonio. This is dangerous, but good defending from Dan Byrne again, getting a foot on that. He's forced Antonio very wide, but the offside flag has then gone up. But again, Billy, I mean, Paqueta was able to bring that goal kick down, turn and run at us, and there was nobody there.
Oh, I think it's the midfield more than anything, I've got to say.
Yeah. I mean, that's not offside for a start. I mean, Antonio's about a yard onside. That's terrible from the linesman.
Terrible. And they're not supposed to put the flags up, are they? They're supposed to wait.
Yeah.
And he thinks that's ridiculous. If he thinks that's offside, of course.
Everybody in the chat's in West Ham are literally playing an 8-1-1 formation. Yeah, they are. They are killing the game, as Billy said. But listen, if it gets them the points, who are we to come? You know, it's the way football is. If we're not good enough to break them down, so be it. But there is a long time left in this game. As Almiron gallops forward now to Trippier. Trippier with the ball. And that goes out for a throw-in. Jimmy Jones, thanks for another $4.99. He says, if Wilson comes on, I'm off to rewind my VHS videos. Yeah, Wilson does scare the crap out of West Ham fans. There's no doubt about that. I think we will see him in the second half.
Yeah, it's very similar to the situation against Brentford last season. I think it's ideal for it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Depends how fit he is, of course.
Nice ball down the line. Tonali flicks it across. Well, Zuma took the ball off the goalkeeper there. I'm not sure that Areola was too pleased. I mean, they're all high-fiving there, but there was definitely a mix-up.
A catastrophe, almost.
Oh, dear, Billy. Oh, dear. Dan Burn with a throw for Newcastle United to Isak. Lays it back to the big defender. Back to Isak now. Isak rolls it down the line to Dan Burn. Burn puts in a lovely cross. Oh, and Anderson it was coming to Miggy and Anderson. Oh, dear
Well,
me.
Miggy clearly didn't give him a shout, did he?
No, not at all.
Liverpool have equalised at Brighton, by the way, Mo Salah.
Tremendous. Let me jump up and down with joy. Oh, dear. Here is Kufal for West Ham. Good pressing by Bruno. Long ball played forward. Dan Burn under this. Knocks it down to Tonali. What the hell was that? I mean, Tonali literally headed fresh air there. He's had a poor first half, Tonali, Billy. I'm sorry to say it, but he has.
Yep.
Good pressing by Miggy. Again, forces West Ham to up and under it. Shares underneath it. Lands at Ward-Prowse's feet. Plays a lovely ball into Paqueta. Paqueta almost through for Antonio. But then again, the clearance goes straight to Ward-Prowse. He's got Emerson on the left-hand side. Here's Emerson, the left full-back for West Ham. Rolls it back to Paqueta. Paqueta, just seeing who he's got in the middle, but he plays it back again. And West Ham are going to go all the way back here. That's good pressing by Newcastle. It's gone all the way back to Areola from the edge of our box. Or is that just boring football from West Ham? I don't know. Burn and Bourne going up for the ball. Bourne managed to get a head on it. Isak comes back and defends.
I think he's handballed that, hasn't he?
It looked like it. But play goes on, and we're now a Trippier on the far side with it. 5 minutes to go till half-time. Well, 5 minutes to go till we find out how much injury time there is in the game. And the ball is with Tonali on the left-hand side now. Tonali brings it forward. Rolls it inside now to Almiron. Almiron in turn goes to Bruno. Bruno into Longstaff. Longstaff's got support from Trippier. Trippier now looks for Bruno. Bruno into the box, and that cross is not great. And again, nothing comes to it. 74% possession for Newcastle United, and we haven't made Areola make a save.
Yes, that's the all of it, isn't it? We've had most of the ball. West Ham defending in numbers, getting a lucky goal, and they're defending on it, and it's Moyes ball all over, isn't it? It's football for a longer age, but it's successful for him. I won't want to be watching every week. I've got to be honest.
No. But listen, it's getting them results in at the moment. That's what counts in football, of course, is results. Isak wins the ball there in the air with Kurt Zuma as Bruno goes in again very, very hard. But we come away with the ball, and it's now with Jamal Lascelles. Rolls it into Longstaff. Longstaff onto Almiron, who's definitely not playing out on the wide right anymore. He seems to have just having this free floating role at the moment.
Yeah, it's very undisciplined, I'd say. You know, I guess they've got to try and do something to break this low block down, but don't look like getting close to it at the minute, I've got to say.
Newcastle again, just with a lot of possession, passing it around really nicely. It just seems to die off when we get into the final third of the field.
They're allowing us to have the ball they're allowing us to have the ball, aren't they, in certain territories? And as soon as we get close, then they start pressing.
Men back behind the ball, aren't they? Trippier now. But we've got to be good enough to break this down, Billy. If we want to play amongst the elite, we're going to face clubs like this who do play a very defensive game, and we have got to be better.
And then this is where they break.
Trippier brings Antonio down, free kick West Ham. I mean, we talk about this all the time in our inability to break teams down that just sit back on us, Billy. And Darren says, Paul, can you please stop being so negative about Newcastle? Well, there you go.
1-0, mate.
Yeah. Honestly, negative. Unbelievable, man. Honestly, roses grow in people's gardens 24/7, don't they? Honestly, you say one bad thing. You've got to be honest with what you're watching, man. We've had loads of possession. We've passed it around well, but it's broken down in the final third. How is that negative? As West Ham come forward here, Nick Pope comes out and collects the ball. Not the best of crosses either. And here is Trippier. Trippier, little dinky pass to Longstaff. Longstaff took way too long on the ball there, and West Ham win the ball back through Alvarez.
It's been poor today, hasn't he, Longstaff?
Yeah. Listen, there's still the second half.
He just looks a little bit. I think it's fatigue, if anything.
Yeah. Julie J says Paul's not being negative. He's being honest. Yeah. Honesty, though, with some people is negativity. So you can't win with everybody, unfortunately. The fact is, we've passed the ball around really well. I don't know how that's been negative, but the final third, we've been poor.
Jamal, for fuck's sake. Foot left in there on Anderson.
There was. See, if Bruno hadn't been booked there, Billy, he would have gone for that 50-50 there.
I don't know what
But instead, he had to pull out, and now ball comes into the box, headed away well by Fabian Schär. Tonali's under this with Kufal. Tonali manages to hook a foot round and clear the ball up the field. Isak giving this chase, as is Elliot Anderson. Zuma hits the ball forward out of play. That's terrible from Zuma. And we get the throw in. 30 seconds left of normal time. And we have it with Dan Burn now. Knocks it back to Fabian Schär. Schär in turn goes to the skipper Jamal Lascelles, and he brings it forward now to Kieran Trippier. Trippier inside, Longstaff. He's got Paqueta for company. Gives it back to Trippier. Trippier floats one across the box to Fabian Schär, who turns and starts heading up the field. Now would be a very, very good time to get a goal as we go into additional time in this first half.
Well, even just to change the diagnostics of the game, because
that's not a great pass from Nick Pope. We got away with that one. Trippier was alert to it. 2 minutes of additional time, by the way, have been added on. And Tonali has the ball. Now Bruno. This would be a lovely time to get an equaliser. Isak now on the left-hand side. What can the Magic Swede do? Cuts inside to Bruno. Bruno trying to see the run from somebody, but can't quite get that killer pass in. Here is Fabian Schär. Gives it wide now to Miggy Almiron. Almiron inside for Bruno. He's got a little bit of space outside the area here. Bruno, the ball bouncing around. Elliot Anderson manages to get it to Isak. Isak wants to come back on his right, but it's a good tackle from Lucas Paqueta, and that's not a foul. Don't you dare. Get up, you soft pansy. He didn't even get touched there. He fell over the bloody ball. Of course he did. Newcastle play on. It's with Trippier now. Trippier into Miggy. Miggy's touch is awful, and West Ham bring the ball away, and that may be it for the first half as West Ham pound forward here. There's nobody up with them apart from Antonio.
It's a weird, isn't it, when you're doing that one?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Ward-Prowse now. Round past Trippier, but then Trippier uses his strength and the ball rolls out for a throw-in a goal kick to Newcastle. Good battle that between Trippier and Ward-Prowse.
It was.
Give each other a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think Eddie Howe's got to change it at half-time. I think he's got to put an extra attacking player on. Callum Wilson is obviously the choice with his record against West Ham. And let's go with more attacking players, because this isn't working so far. I'd take Tonali off personally and drop Henderson into midfield.
Tonali's been poor. He has. Some of his passing has been poor. Look at that, though. That is a terrible ball from, I think that's Anderson this time.
That's not a free kick.
Or is it Longstaff?
He's given a free kick.
Doesn't matter. It's half time. And Newcastle United trail at the break by a 1-0. Look, we ain't been great in the final third. Some nice passing. We started really positively, Billy, keeping the ball, nice little interchanges, but it got into the final third and we've just failed to capitalise on anything.
Yeah, it's been very bitty, isn't it? We're playing really well going to the penalty area.
Yeah,
and West Ham are defending in numbers there, and it's hard to break them down. And then that's what they do. It's not great to watch, but there you go.
What's that one? Paul, love your commentary, but could you please not swear? I don't think I've sworn in the first half. And Darren, you're full of your compliments with your honestly, man, it's called passion as well. Just leave it out, will you? If you've got nothing positive to say, Darren, don't say it at all. You accuse me of being negative, then you accuse me of swearing. Jesus Christ, if you don't like what you're watching, Darren, go and watch somebody else. This is a passionate Newcastle United channel and always will be. So if I swear at the odd occasion, it's because I'm passionate about the team that I support and I'm watching. So get a grip. So what does Eddie Howe do, Billy, at halftime? He faces a big team talk here because obviously fatigue is kicking in. There's no doubt about that, Billy.
Well, I'll get Callum Wilson straight on. As soon as the half starts, Callum Wilson will be on up front for me. Isak on wide on the left and take Tonali off and bring Anderson on. That's what I'd do.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like the obvious change.
To me, it does. Tonali's been nothing short of awful for the first half, to be honest. It's a shame, really, because we spent a lot of money on him. He's meant to be our new kind of hero, but
yeah,
the Villa game aside and the work rate against PSG, we've seen little from him, have we? He'll settle hopefully, but he might not.
It seems like the right substitution to make, to be honest, doesn't it? Bringing on, taking off Tonali. Anyway, before we bring Stato in, guys, just please do remember to like the stream if you're enjoying what you're watching. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Keep those subscriptions coming in. Come and be part of an incredible community. And also hit that notification bell, which will let you know when we schedule our live shows or we upload any videos. You can, of course, become a member by hitting the join button underneath us. And don't forget, you can donate to the channel as well by hitting the $ at the bottom of the live comments. And that also gets your comment read straight out. Keep voting for us in the Football Content Awards 2023. That link is near the top of the description. And, of course, if you have any younger children, grandkids, brothers, sisters, cousins, etc., please go across to Susan's channel, the Little Learners Hub. It's a perfect channel for all the kids to learn new things about the ocean, about animals, etc. That link is pinned at the top of the description. Go and give Susan's channel a subscribe. Help her get this channel off the ground. It really is wonderful what she's doing for the young kids. So please go and subscribe. And we have another $7.99 from Australia from Jimmy Barr. He says, need one of Eddie's famous halftime G-ups. Wilson to get a brace second half, please. Loving the call. Love the passion. Fukamore, Paul. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
I mean, there is potential to take Bruno off as well, because as people have said, he is kind of on a tightrope, isn't he?
He's on a very thin piece of thread, I think, is more to say.
Lucky he's on this pitch at all, isn't he?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Stato.
Evening, how are we doing?
Not
Hi, Alex.
Well. What did you think of that then?
I'm not buying the whole hangover stuff. I mean, we do look leggy in parts. Yeah. It definitely does look like that. However, they also played midweek. They played a day later than us. So we can't use that as an excuse. We just can't. I understand that it was a considerably more emotional game and a very draining game against PSG. However, they did have another game as well. So, we've had a lot of possession. We're getting a lot of, we're getting into some good positions. It's just that final ball. I think if we do this again with a bit more precision in the second half, we'll score a goal at least. But we want 3 points. So to get 3 points now is going to be very difficult because we're 1-0 down. We've only got one half to do it in. And it's going to have to be a really, really careful approach in the second half. And, we've got players on yellow cards as well. And that is on top of it, making sure we're tidy at the back. So,
yeah. West Ham's goal was shocking, wasn't it? It was terrible.
Just people not tracking runners. Trippier literally tapped Jamal and went, go that way, go that way. Didn't go that way. Didn't listen, jogged back, free man. Pope made a hash of it as well. Terrible. And it's a shame because we've been so positive about Jamal Lascelles in the last few weeks. For him to then just go and do that. I mean, and he outside of that mistake, very sluggish on the ball, very slow. I don't understand. I mean, again, for a player like Fabian Schär, at least we get some consistency. We get the occasional issue, and it's generally quite consistent. We know what we're going to get out of Fabian Schär. The problem is with Lascelles, it's really difficult to back him because he goes from having an exceptional game and then having a game like this, and it's really tricky because it's just so wobbly. And I'd rather just have somebody a bit more consistent. It's just difficult.
Jimmy Jones says, of course, West Ham fan, he says, we are capable of folding like a wet digestive. From a Newcastle point of view, Jimmy, I hope you do. Channel Right, thank you very much for your £2 super chat. We've done okay. We need someone in the box. Absolutely. And Ricky J, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much for joining the Toon Review and for supporting the channel. Really appreciate that. Alex, Billy's mentioned substitutions at half time, and I agree. I would take Tonali off, knock Anderson back, and put Callum on.
Took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, Anderson on the left wing doesn't work anymore. It might have worked. Obviously, at Bristol Rovers, he was a little bit slighter. He was a bit smaller, a bit nippier. He was playing a bit more wing play, but he's been very much converted into a midfielder now. He's a lot stockier than he used to be a couple of years ago. He's been learning this 8 role. And although he likes to go on little runs on the left, it's just not working. It's not functional. We've got players on yellow cards as well, so dropping Anderson back into midfield might help with that. And then who do we put on the left? You're saying is Wilson on the bench now? Is he?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's on the bench. So maybe give Callum a half, move Isak to the left, because Isak again has been dropping deep and playing on the left as well.
He's looked much better since he's come on over to the left hand side.
He does look like he's in one of those moods today. So we need to try and make the most out of him before he gets tired, because he will be. He played a very, very long, difficult game against PSG and didn't get subbed off. So I agree. I think a halftime sub and a little tweak is in order, and then just try and make sure we're careful and we keep pushing to try and create high value chances.
Billy, what is ZAR?
I'm not sure. It might be South African rand.
Okay, or Zimbabwean rand, maybe.
I think South in South Africa is UID, isn't it? ZUID.
South African rand, I think it is.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Simon. We missed the pace of Gordon. Absolutely, we do. No doubt about it. Jimmy Barr, thank you for another Australian $7.99. He says they're playing some pretty good smash and grab football, to be fair. Forward and fast at all costs, it seems. Eddie would have worked out what's needed. Well, let's hope he has worked out what's needed and changes it appropriately at halftime. I mean, we are passing the ball around well. We're knocking it around well in our own half. It's just when we get into that final third, it seems to break down. There seems to be very, very little movement, Billy.
Yeah, there's no space for them, is there? There's 8 men behind the ball at all times. There's very little space to operate in. So everything's got to be precise. And at the minute, it's not, is it? It's just that. And I don't know. I think we've got to get Isak on the ball as much as we can. I just don't think we'll do it when he's central. And with him left and a fox in the box in the pitch, we've got every chance of getting an equaliser. But I think he's got to do it sooner rather than later. I think he's got to do it now. But whether he takes Gnarly off or Bruno, who's on the tightrope, he should really be off the pitch, let's be honest.
Well, what did you think of that, Alex? Because Bruno should have been off, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to be consistent. I know we love the club, but we've got to try and be impartial where possible. If those two challenges would have happened sort of an hour apart from each other, it would have been 2 yellows. I think it was just the timing that we got fortunate in that, and I think Bruno's very lucky. I don't see him taking Bruno off, though. I think he'll just say, look, you've just got to be really, really careful. An absolute worst case scenario, at least it's only a 1-match ban for 2 yellows and not 3. But ideally, we don't want him getting sent off at all. But it is what it is.
Darren's back again. Says, Paul, on Wednesday, the lads were world class. Today, you're talking like we're crap. Remember where we were 2 years ago. Here we go. Remember where we were 2 years ago. Darren, get lost, man, will you? Honestly, you're talking absolute bull rot. I haven't been negative. I've been very honest in my commentary. And judging by the amount of comments that agree with me, I think, just go and watch somebody else.
We have this every time we go behind in a game. It's normal to talk about mistakes and things we can improve. It's exactly what the coaching staff and Eddie Howe were doing at the sidelines, frantically taking notes. It's interesting.
You're not allowed to say anything.
Game,
you're not allowed to, when you do commentary, you're not allowed to be, to be honest and tell people what your thoughts are on the game, because you're being negative about Newcastle and stuff like that. Welcome to Graham White. Thank you for signing up to Members Club, Graham. Thank you very much for your support on the channel, and welcome to the family. And we have a €10 super chat from Frost T Hammer. 2 teams with a lot of good work done coming into a break. Both teams will be happy enough with a draw. How to challenge Tonali to be the difference. Wilson on for Bruno or Longstaff. And Sophia, thank you very much for your £10 super sticker. There's no comment there, but thank you very much again for your support of the channel. Is there anything else you would maybe adjust going into the second half, Alex?
I mean, apart from what we've already discussed, I think Miggy's working hard. Trippier's working hard. Maybe pick up runners, because again, it's all transitional for them. It's 1-2s. It's just short combinations. It's they're energetic. They're willing. A few people slightly slow to respond, not slow to react, and that's obviously causing fouls because we're not reading them. We're not reading the cheeky little 1-2s, and we've got 2s. you know, they're not bad. There's little passing sequences from Ward-Prowse and Paqueta. They've got some good technical level footballers, and they're able to be quite tidy on the transition. They've got some good results against some really good teams in the league this year.
Yeah.
For precisely that reason, you know, they do well against Man City. They do well against good clubs. This is no surprise. You know, that I know we smashed them last season, but they've steadied the ship. They've recruited well, and they're a decent counter-attacking side, and they do deserve some respect. You know, we the same as PSG. We have got no God-given right to just walk to a stadium and take 3 points. We've also got to work for it. This is what their setup is going to be. We've just got to try and make sure we're able to, you know, we've got to flip it now. We're the guys with 71% possession, completely the opposite to midweek. It's now the onus is now on us to start being creative and be able to pick that lock. That's why we've recruited different players in the summer. That's what we've been working towards. If we don't manage today, we don't manage today. But obviously the lads are trying it. It's something we're trying to work on, and hopefully we can get a couple of goals and get 3 points.
Yep. NUFC Ollie, who is celebrating a membership for 5 months now. Thank you, Ollie. Can we talk about Almiron's positioning? Reckon this is a new tactic? So Ollie's asking the question there. Is it a new tactic that we're trying? Because he did come inside a lot, Billy, in the second part of the first half.
It's purely to break the low block, isn't it? He's trying to pull players out of position to create space. That's all he's doing. I'd like to see him have a go at Emerson with him being on the yellow card, to be honest.
Yeah, interesting. Look, it's going to be a tough second half. There's no doubt about that, because a lot of people, Alex, have been saying that West Ham are playing this 8-1-1 formation and causing us a lot of difficulties to break them down. But you know, and I said during the commentary, but if we want to play with the big boys and be up there, we have to come across all sorts of defensive teams that we're going to have to try and break down. Yeah,
of course. We would destroy them if they tried to match us up, and they're aware of that. Which is obviously very flattering for us, but at the same time, it's not the only way to play football. We used to do this, and we got results. West Ham are doing the same, albeit with a higher technical level with players like Paqueta and stuff. We didn't have that when we used to play that kind of way, but it is what it is. We've just got to learn and adapt. Not everybody is going to try and challenge us. You know, PSG tried to square us up and tried to play a very aggressive way, and they got found out. They got bit. They didn't, you know. Whereas West Ham, it's a completely different game.
Yeah,
it's just difficult. You know, a few people having a go at Elliot Anderson as well. I think that's a bit harsh. I think we've spent so much time converting him into this midfielder and teaching him the role and exactly what he needs to do, and then just saying, right, plop, you're a left winger today. And expecting him to be magnificent. That's rather unfair. You know, West Ham are very well put together, very rigid defensive shape. It's not that Elliot Anderson's not a good player. It is what it is. You know, even Isak's struggling to break through, and he's a very gifted footballer with his feet, isn't he? So, we just need to do what we're doing. I'm hoping for a change at half time. I think we'll all be surprised if there's no changes at half time.
I'm not seeing any changes, to be honest, Alex. Newcastle are out on the pitch, and it does look like the same 11's gone out there.
But change, surely. We can't have exactly the same thing, because it just...
Well, I'd be
although we did have 71 possession. Maybe he's just saying, do more of that.
Well, Jason Tyndall and Eddie Howe are currently by the side of the pitch having a very, very long conversation and pointing things out. And so I don't think we've changed anything yet. I haven't seen any confirmation. Billy, I don't know whether you've seen anything, but there doesn't look to be any changes. There's certainly no substitute coming on for Newcastle. But Alex, we'll let you go. We'll see you back at full time, buddy.
Yeah, fingers crossed for 3 points. See you guys soon.
Absolutely. See you soon, matey. So that was Alex, and West Ham now coming back onto the pitch. I mean, Billy, we've got to show more. We've got to show more in the final third. Your mic's off, buddy. That's it.
It's all well and good being pretty for 2/3 of the pitch. It's the important part. We've got to be pretty and create. We haven't created a lot, really, have we? One header from Anderson, as I remember. Nothing else, so we've got to improve in that sense.
Indeed.
But I'm surprised I haven't made a change.
No changes for Newcastle United at half time. It will be Newcastle kicking from left to right, and they will kick off the second half. Remember, if you want to be in sync with us, just wait till I say, right, we're underway, and then press play and you're underway. As Longstaff gets ready to kick the ball off, and the whistle goes, and we're underway for the second half. Come on, lads. Come on. hopefully a bit more up-tempo in this second half. Immediately we go on the attack, and, well, was Sean blocked off there? He seems to think he was. I think he's giving it the other way.
It's obstruction at the very least.
He's giving it the other way, Billy.
Well, that's wrong. It's obstruction. Yeah. You don't see obstructions given these days, do you?
No, very rarely. Very, very rarely. Incidentally, there's no Callum Wilson on the Newcastle bench there, Billy.
Maybe he's warming up.
Yep. Here is Miggy Almiron inside his own half, floats the ball over, looking for Tonali. He was never going to find his target. Good work by Sean to win it back. Tonali now for Newcastle. Plays it back to Trippier. Did well there. 3 West Ham players around him, managed to keep possession.
He did.
And now it's with Fabian Schär. Shadow descending across the London Stadium pitch here as Byrne goes long looking for Elliot Anderson, but it's gone out of play. Elliot Anderson applauds the attempt there from Big Dan Byrne. We just want to see some sort of spark here. The referee's holding play up. I'm not sure why. The referee's counting the players on the pitch.
I'm sure you should do that when the game starts, you plank.
Well, that is extremely bizarre. What on earth? I mean, something's happening here. Paqueta and Kieran Trippier are pointing into the... I wonder if there's something going on in the stands, Billy, because they were pointing into the stands there. I don't know if anything's going on with one of the supporters. But anyway, play's gone on. It's with Areola now. And he goes long.
Push. Blatant push.
Well, I thought that was a push, but Trippier's done the same in the first half, to be fair. But he's won the ball back from Paqueta brilliantly.
He did.
Into Lascelles. Lascelles then rolls it up to Longstaff. Longstaff up the line to Almiron. Almiron then back to Lascelles. And that's a nice play by Newcastle to get out of a very tight situation there. And Fabian Schär now brings the ball away for Newcastle. Gently rolls it into the Lascelles, who plays a little 1-2 with Fabian Schär. Not sure what the point of that was there, but he's gone back to Lascelles now. And Lascelles instantly goes back to Schär. Not really going anywhere here. It's gone back to Lascelles now. They are going absolutely nowhere. Lascelles this time gives it wide to Kieran Trippier, who makes headway into the West Ham half. Again, Longstaff making that little run. Miggy dummied it, but to be fair, Emerson read that really well. And the ball bounces loose for Tonali. Now, Bruno looks for the ball across in for Isak. Isak is being manhandled by
that's a penalty.
Kufal there. And
That's
Isak
a penalty.
is furious. I think it was as well. Surely VAR have got to look at that. A beautiful ball in. Look at Kufal.
I mean, holding him now, is he?
Well,
that's just leaving
very strange one.
It's good defending, in actual fact. He's not actually holding his shirt, is he?
It did look like on first look that he was pulling his shirt down to give the angle that he was pulling him back. But when you look at the slow motion, I think it was actually very good defending. Like you say, Billy just eased him off. Byrne with a header for Newcastle forward. He's got to do better there with the header. He's headed it straight out of play instead of more into the pitch. Very interesting there that...
no, he's doing it again.
Well, West Ham, I mean, they tried to go way up the pitch there with the ball. Well won back by Anderson. Inside to Isak. Isak into Longstaff. Longstaff loses the ball to Ward-Prowse. And now West Ham on the attack now with Paqueta. Paqueta, support on the left from Emerson. Emerson now into the Newcastle half. Nice bit of play by West Ham. Ward-Prowse inside to Emerson. Miggy thought about sticking a foot out there, but realized he's already been booked. Well, we think he's been booked. I'm not sure. I don't think he has, actually. I've never seen anything confirming a booking for Miggy. But it's on the right-hand side now with Jared Bourne. West Ham patiently building up here. Paqueta inside for Bourne, and Schär unceremoniously kicks it behind. Sort of sliced at it, but West Ham have a corner. A good build-up, that play, Billy.
Yes, it was very intricate, wasn't it? And at one point now, I thought Schär was floating his own net. I've got to be honest.
I know. It was a terrible clearance.
Dignified of clearance, was it?
Yeah. Well, it did the job, let's say that. But now Ward-Prowse comes over to take this corner for West Ham. This is where West Ham can be a threat. They've got some very, very tall players in there, as have we.
Yeah, Aguerd and Zuma all threats and corners, plus Souček with his height too.
Mm-hmm. And here it comes. Ward-Prowse just taking a few steps before he comes in to take it. It's going to be a outswinger, and it's right into the oh, the good. Well, I'll tell you what, Billy, if that was on target, I don't think Pope was getting there.
Absolutely not.
I think it was Alvarez with the header, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It's been very quiet so far. They're doing the dirty stuff, but
Training ground corner, that, Billy, if ever I've seen one.
Yeah, coming from deep. No one picked him up, and diving header just wide. Luckily for us.
Get a good angle to see if Nick Pope would have got there.
No, absolutely no way.
Nah, not a chance he would have. I would have nestled. Over 2,000 people watching, guys. Thank you again for your support. Really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying the commentary and the show today, please do hit the thumbs up button. Very important to our channel. And of course, if you're new, keep hitting that subscribe button and be part of this wonderful community on the Toon Review. We really do appreciate it. Hit the notification bell as well, which will let you know when we schedule our live shows, which are most days every week. And of course, upload any news videos. Thank you in advance, guys. Here's Newcastle coming forward now, sprayed out to the right-hand side to Kieran Trippier. Trippier inside now to Sandro Tonali. Tonali rolls it out wide to Miggy Almiron, who has an overlap from Trippier. Puts it inside for Bruno. Bruno to Trippier. Trippier back to Bruno. Tonali in support. Here is Tonali to Trippier. Very, very tight and congested on that right-hand side. But we still have the ball. Tonali back to Bruno. Bruno again turns and uses Jamal Lascelles, who can use, well, he looked like he was going to use Fabian Schär, but turned, went forward, lays it into Almiron. Anderson screaming for the ball on the left-hand side, but he hasn't been seen yet. He's in acres of space, Billy.
He is, yeah. Totally wide open, isn't he?
But Newcastle at the moment content to pass the ball around this right-hand side. Tonali on the ball now. He has spotted Elliot Anderson. Lovely ball out to the left-hand side. Anderson now just brings it down. Going at Jared Bourne now. Cuts inside onto his right-hand side. Lays it into Bruno. Bruno in turn onto Tonali. West Ham really pressing Newcastle here. But we still have the ball. Lascelles, lovely floated ball out to the right to Trippier. This is a very good build-up from Newcastle. And Miggy going right to the byline. Oh, hit it with your right, man!
Fucking hell.
That's the frustrating part of Miggy Almiron.
He
had a perfect chance to clip that ball in with his right. He tried to then turn and get it back on his left. And, of course, he had no room to do that. And the ball scurries out for a goal kick. Perfect chance to clip that across, Billy.
Well, I don't know what he's trying to do there. It's so bad that it really is. Brilliant run to get there, but then he just ran out of space because he couldn't use his right foot. It's
just let himself down there. Brilliant run. Made the space for himself. Made the opposition, made the opportunity to cross it, and then Tonali floats a ball into Miggy. I'm not sure what Miggy was trying to do there, but we're definitely having a lot of possession again here. And here's Elliot Anderson. Sean Longstaff flicks it through. Just too much pace on that for Isak, but that's better from Newcastle. We are knocking on the door here, but again, we haven't forced Areola into a save, Billy.
No, we're trying to pull them out. That's why we're keeping the possession. And they're not moving. And that little ball there, if it had been a yard less, he was in.
Yeah. Foul on Antonio. Howie Antonio, man, you're a big fella. Jesus Christ, man.
Potential miss of the season, by the way, Liverpool have just done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Some shocking defending going in that game, by the way. I was laughing at half time watching it. Christ almighty. You'll laugh at Matchday later.
Well, I wondered what you were laughing at, to be honest, Billy, and then I realised that you're probably laughing at some sort of football.
Both sides, not just Brighton. All of it. It's both sides.
Yeah, Wolves have taken the lead against Aston Villa, by the way. Hwang with another goal. He's on a bit of a goal-scoring run at the moment, and Wolves have suddenly found a bit of form. Of course, beating City, and now they're 1-0 up against Villa. A bit of head tennis going on here with Bruno and Fabian Schär. It's played out to the... Antonio's now a right winger for West Ham. Here's Jared Bourne running at Dan Burn. Oh, great play from Dan Burn, because if he didn't intercept that ball there, Antonio was through on goal. Wonderful defending. And that's got to be a foul, referee. And how about a yellow card? That is a cynical, deliberate foul by Alvarez.
Yeah,
he's took one for the team.
No intention to book him, has he?
Well, no, but he took one for the team there because he knew Newcastle were breaking really quickly.
That was a yellow card. But once again, we go back to that Bruno one that he didn't do. That is...
Yeah, and he seems to think that he's got to make it up to the West Ham players by not booking them. So it doesn't matter what sort of foul they're making, they will not get booked. Here is Kieran Trippier right on the touchline. Rolls it back to Lascelles. Lascelles to Schär. Schär's got Dan Burn in support, but he just holds on. We'll probably roll this. He's gone to Tonali now. Tonali brings it over the halfway line for Newcastle. Down the line to Trippier. Trippier in turn has Miggy. What a ball by Trippier. Miggy now crosses with his right foot, incidentally, and a good cross.
Yeah,
and it forced Kufal into a clearance because Elliot Anderson was knocking on the door if that had got to him. Why on earth did Miggy not do that 2 minutes ago?
Tonali and Longstaff have swapped, by the way. Tonali's playing on the right-hand side of midfield now, and he looks much better for it, I've got to say.
Absolutely. He's having much more of an impact on the game. Here is Elliot Anderson now. Inside to Bruno. Bruno knocks it back to Lascelles. Lascelles again, this time to the right-hand side where Trippier awaits again. Trippier just looking for that angled ball. Finds Bruno. Bruno looking for an outlet. Gets it from Isak. Isak into the box now. Surrounded by West Ham players. It's got wonderful crossing. What a save by Areola from from Dan Burn.
Yeah, it was a fantastic save. And once again, the rebound didn't fall to our players, did it?
Oh, Tonali. Oh, I think he's lucky to win a free kick there from Paqueta. And then Paqueta's gone down.
Very
What's
fortunate.
He playing that there?
Yeah,
what a save by Areola, Billy.
Villa's equalised, by the way. Yeah, it's a fantastic save. And again, the rebound didn't fall to our player who was running in.
I'm still not sure what Dan Burn's doing up there, to be honest, but who cares? I mean, that was bread and butter for Dan Burn. What a good save, though.
How didn't it fall to Longstaff? How didn't it fall to Longstaff?
It's one of them, Billy, isn't it, where you just think, But we have a free kick in a very good position here. It's been a very good second half for Newcastle, to be honest. They've dominated. Ball into the box from Trippier again. It's loose. It's Isak. It's 1-1. There is Alexander Isak to equalise, and we deserve it.
You better see about the flag because
It's not off. It's a West Ham head, Billy, that it hit.
Did it?
Yeah, it's a goal. There's no doubt about it in my mind that is a goal for Newcastle United.
In that case, cue the music.
I am. Yeah, well, I'm holding off just for a second, Billy, just to see the replay, just to make sure I'm right. He's offside from the free kick. Now, whether that is...
Yeah, that's offside, mate.
It's definitely a West Ham head. I don't think it is, Billy.
It might not be. It might be.
No.
Once I had West Ham... Yeah, I think you might be right.
Because it's a West Ham head. Is it right, Isak? Right. That's got to be a Newcastle goal. VAR are checking it, so we'll hang on. He's offside there at the free kick, right? He's definitely offside. However, he's not interfering with play when that cross comes in. That's a certainty. If this is ruled out, Billy, this is a disgrace.
Well, it's come off Alvarez's head. It's puts him back on side again. So, yeah, it's got to be a goal. Yeah, Alvarez clicks it. He's back on side again now because of the West Ham connection. It's a goal. It's a goal. It can't not be.
They can't give an offside from that free kick. They just can't.
They should be looking at the head, the West Ham head. Doesn't matter whether Isaac's offside there. It's come off a West Ham player's head. It's a goal.
Well, we're still waiting for this to see.
There you go. That's what they should be looking at.
That's what they're looking at. Definitely a West Ham head. It's got to be a goal. It's got to be. It's a brilliant finish from Isak, by the way.
Indeed it is.
Here we go. Yes! The goal is given. Have that. It is 1-1, Billy Bob.
Yeah, I think we deserved it on the second half performance. We've looked a lot more bright.
Yeah, absolutely.
Terrific finish from Isak. Again,
you have to say. I mean, considering that was a West Ham head that hit, to control the ball like he did and finish like he did, it was absolutely superb. Yeah, and deservedly so, because we have been the better side this second half. Moving Tonali and Longstaff seems to be a genius move, Billy.
Yes, absolutely. That was the tactical change that Alex was calling for. Well, he wasn't calling for that specifically, but that's become some kind of tactical change, and that's what he's doing, and it's working. And we're on
the move again as Dan Burn comes down the left-hand side. Burn. And that's going to be a throw-in deep in the West Ham half.
Dan Burn's had a very, very good game today, by the way.
He's been awesome again. Yes, sorry, I haven't updated the score on the score clock. I do apologise. People are shit hot on that. Anyway, Newcastle throw-in. Dan Burns took an extra 5 yards up the field to make sure he gets a good angle for the throw and does well to hook it back to Elliot Anderson now. Anderson to Bruno. Newcastle knocking on the door again. Bruno, I'm not sure whether that was a shot or a pass, but it's rolled out for a goal kick. But a very, very positive start to the second half, Billy.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, the swap of Tonali to the right and Longstaff to the left certainly worked. Longstaff looks freer as well. I mean, he's getting into areas where he wasn't in the first half. And it's been much brighter in the end. A set piece work for us, but David Moores won't be happy about that, I'm sure. But that's the rules of the game, unfortunately, David lad.
Absolutely, it is.
Referee.
Paqueta rules Trippier. I'm not sure whether that was a free kick or not. Here's Antonio, plays it nicely back to Souček, outside to Jared Bourne. West Ham now coming forward. Bourne's ball into the box, and
Should be a shout there, Popey lad.
yeah, it didn't seem to be a shout. Anoy, thanks for your £5 super chat. At bloody last, he says, couldn't bear my son being smug if they won. Challenges going in left, right, and centre here, but nothing given by the referee, and Newcastle break away. It's Longstaff to Elliot Anderson. Longstaff goes on the overlap. Anderson goes for a run. This is Elliot Anderson cutting back in. He's got Tonali in space, but he cuts it back again. It jinking inside and out. Gives it to Longstaff. Longstaff turns and gives it back to Anderson. Anderson's got Bruno in support. Here is Bruno. Bruno's long ball across to the right. Miggy's in acres. Trippier's in acres of space, and Isak scores! Now the question is, was Trippier offside, or is that another goal?
I don't know, but we need some.
I don't know, guys. Newcastle celebrate. The fans are going wild. George, thank you for a £5. Can I relax just a bit? Congratulations on 24k. I think we are 2-1 ahead. We're going to see this goal again. Is Trippier offside or not?
Look, I don't see how he can be.
Is he hell? He's miles offside.
No, he's not. That's a goal.
That's a brilliant goal. West Ham United 1, Newcastle United 2, Billy Bob.
What a goal that is, by the way. That's an absolutely shin that in, by the way.
I don't care.
Not that it matters, but what a goal. What a goal. What vision from Bruno. The first time cross from Trippier is absolutely awesome. And there's the ice cold man at the back post again to knock it into an empty net. Brilliant goal from Newcastle United.
Sensational stuff, isn't it? I mean, it really is. I mean, look, there's only been one team in it second half. There's only been one team in it. Daniel Bojic celebrating membership for 20 months. Thank you very much, buddy. It just basically says, get in. And absolutely get in. What a complete change around in this game, Billy Bob.
It's been fantastic, hasn't it, second half? The little tactical tweak from Eddie has put things right, hasn't it? And now West Ham have to come out of the shells, don't they? Which is
Yep, they can't play the 8-1-1 formation anymore. And that might suit us as well on the counter-attack, Billy.
Absolutely.
Turned the game around in the space of a couple of minutes. Brilliant ball from Bruno out to Trippier, who was in so much space. But what a cushioned pass that was across the face of goal. And to be honest, Isak did well, Billy, because he may have thought that the West Ham defender might have got a touch on it to clear it. It didn't happen, and he was there just to stick it in the back of the net.
Fantastic finish. Again with his shin, but so what?
Yep.
But the balance of the side is so much better with Tonali on the right, I've got to say.
Yeah, it is. It
so
certainly is. Anderson does brilliantly, then floated out to Dan Burn. We are just controlling it the game now. I Like Coffee celebrating a membership of 6 months. Thank you very much, buddy. Trippier with yet another assist. Absolutely.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yet another assist from Kieran Trippier. Anoy, thank you for another £5. OYI, me trying not to be smug now. Exactly. Right, here we come again. Almiron. Trippier behind him. Lays it back to Bruno. Bruno's first time ball in was behind Isak. Tonali now, who has looked so much different playing on the right-hand side than playing on the left. Here is Bruno again. He's basically at the heart of everything, Bruno. And again, Anderson screaming for the ball on the right. Bruno doesn't use him, and he's got himself into trouble there, Bruno. Luckily for us, Lascelles was awake to the fact he's got to be better there, Bruno.
Yeah, he
took a bit too much on the ball.
Yeah, he tried to do too much, isn't he? But we're on the attack again.
We certainly are. Here's Kieran Trippier. Beautiful ball out to the left to Elliot Anderson. Takes it down well. Anderson into the box. Back to Isak, whose confidence must be sky high right now.
He wants a hat-trick.
He does. Anderson. He's got Isak in support. Anderson still has the ball. Great play from young Elliot. Gets it back to Bruno. Wonderful play from Elliot Anderson. Bruno to Lascelles. It's just one-way traffic at the moment. Kieran Trippier. He spies Anderson at the back. Oh, he's fluffed it.
I think he got a block, didn't he, off Sufel, didn't he?
No. I think he's just mishit the shot, Billy. But that was absolutely brilliant football again. You saw, Anderson's got his hand up there. He's onside, and he tries to side-foot it across the goal, but just flunked it, basically. And he knows it. He's angry with himself for that.
It's going to happen.
It is. But at the moment, Newcastle completely on top. And finally, we're making the possession count as well. We're coming back again now with Bruno. West Ham, as they said.
They might have a dig there.
Our resident Hammer said, of course, they can fold like a wet digestive. And at the moment, Newcastle United are just dominating this match.
Oh, but it's because they've been in such a low block for such a long time, they can't get out of it.
Yeah.
It's the way they've been playing for the past 40 minutes. Great play, that is.
The ball, he's give a free kick. It was an awful finish from Miggy anyway. I think Tonali did drag Alvarez back there, to be honest.
Tonali's been excellent second half. He really has.
He has. He's really come into the game and playing on that right-hand side. What's Miggy? Come on, man. You're 2-1. Just get on with the game, man. You've been just... And Miggy is now getting a yellow card. That's just a stupid yellow card again. Honestly, there's no need.
Well, I think it's safe to say he wasn't booked for asking for the yellow card in the first half now.
No. So he's lucky as well, really. But we've got away with a few in this game, let's be honest. Antonio flicks it on looking for Paqueta. Dan Burn puts a right boot through it. That's come down with snow on it. It's gone that high in the air. Ward-Prowse onto Antonio. Lascelles wins the ball in the air. Then Trippier is unceremoniously dumped to the ground. And again, West Ham not very happy with that decision, but it was clearly a foul.
It was, and they've lost a little bit of kind of... They're not very calm anymore, are they?
Look, he shoves him in the back. It's a clear foul, man.
Yeah, like it's borderline yellow, that, isn't it? He's already been booked, of course.
Billy, you're starting to sound like Ty from Arsenal EFTV. Every foul you want the yellow cards. By the way, the Newcastle ladies team are 3-0 up after 60 minutes in their game. What a season the ladies are having as well. Absolutely fantastic. As we're looking at Paqueta battling with Tonali here. No free kick was given.
Oh, we got a free kick for that. That's where the goal comes from.
Yeah. What a wonderful finish by you.
Well, Davy Moyes won't be very happy with that, will he?
Oh, no, I can't. Oh, no. Aye. Stupid defending, aye.
That's his excuse. Never had a free kick in a month or something. That's not Alan Hansen more than
Oh, dear. Anyway, we're back underway. Long ball played up towards Antonio again. Jamal Lascelles is under it, takes it beautifully on his chest and rolls it into Kieran Trippier, who in turn goes back to Fabian Schär. West Ham have got to come out now. They know that, but I tell you what, that'll suit us to a T. As Miggy goes to Dan Burn, then all the way back to His Holiness Nick Pope. Pope will just kick it to Lascelles. Not the best pass, by the way. However, Lascelles dealt with it. Now Miggy on the ball. Takes a stride into Tonali. Lovely little flick by Tonali. Back to to Almiron. Back into Tonali. Oh, too many flicks, man. Too many flicks.
Yeah. It was lovely the first two. The third one didn't work, did it?
No. Good work again by Dan Burn. Souček now for West Ham. Goes wide. Souček caught late, but play goes on, and Jared Bowen now going on a bit of a run. Plays it down to Antonio, who looks suspiciously offside.
Yeah, well,
however, Antonio throws himself to the floor, and the referee says play on. I mean, if you're going to play like that, Antonio, you may as well go off the pitch, because that is shocking. You're letting your team down there. Here's Isak on the left-hand side. Wins a throw-in for Newcastle United, and the West Ham players have a go at the referee. But listen, Antonio threw himself to the floor there. It was just ridiculous play. Newcastle take it. And Paqueta's now been booked for dissent. And he's got to be careful.
Has he not been booked already?
No.
Come on, he's still doing it, ref. Give him another one.
I mean, just shut up and get on with the game. I mean, frustration is definitely creeping into West Ham here.
100%, yeah.
Massively.
And
I'd still like another goal, Billy.
Yeah, I'd like another one. Callum Wilson will be on soon. He'll get that.
Barney Rubble, thank you for your £2 super chat. Positive energy is the key. Up the fucking mags. I better not swear, I'll get wrong. Played into Bruno. Bruno then all the way back to Nick Pope. Pope's got Burn. That's a better pass. In fact, it's Fabian Scher who
What's
just
that?
clips a lovely ball across to Lascelles.
I thought he'd miskicked it at first.
Billy had a heart attack right there. But West Ham pressing deep. But that's a lovely ball from Trippier to set Bruno away. Bruno now into Isak. Isak tried to flick it onto Anderson. Anderson will get there. Terrible defending from West Ham. Bruno now. Longstaff screaming for the ball. Bruno cuts it inside to Elliot Anderson, who can't hold it again.
Yeah, had he got hold of that, he was going to score, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's just what lets him down, is that final touch in the box. But now we're swarming over West Ham, and eventually gives a free kick.
He was looking for that from the minute he got the ball at his feet, Antonio. What a fan he is.
And to be honest, Billy, I'd love Wilson to come on now. There's 20 minutes left in the game.
Yep.
And it would have been perfect opportunity for him there just to slot that ball in. If there's one thing that lets Elliot down is just that final touch. And now he's been knocked off the ball by Paqueta and then pulled him back. I would make the change, Billy.
Well, they're making changes. Cornet and Ben Rama are about to come on, which there's lots of speed and creativity there.
Absolutely.
In one foul swoop. So who are they going to take off for that? I don't know.
Now, the referee's having a word with Kurt Zuma now, and I think it's to explain that he needs to calm his players down because the dissent is getting a little bit rife. Zuma's still babbling on. This is a dangerous free kick, though. It's just inside the Newcastle half, which very, very central. And Ward-Prowse has to go wide. And now it's swung in deep. Pope has come for it and claimed that very, very well. That's better, Mr. Popey boy. We'll have some of that. And immediately balls it out to Kieran Trippier. Trippier then inside to Bruno. Trippier again in support. And it's a nice little link up between Bruno and Trippier today. Lovely little play to play us out of defence. And that's all the way back to Fabian Scher. John Joe, thanks for your $1.99. The referee was just asking Zuma about the cat. Oh, what a ball by Dan Burn! Isak's in for a hat-trick! Oh, it's hit the post!
He should have chipped the keeper, shouldn't he?
What a ball by Dan Burn as well.
Oh, he's been outstanding today, Dan Burn. But I do think he's actually chipped the keeper there. His last touch,
onside? Yes, he was.
He's just about onside.
Just onside.
See, this touch here it's a little bit heavy, isn't it? Just a tad heavy.
Just a bit wide, but we do get a corner out of it.
It's good defending from Maguire, actually, but chip there, chip. That's where he should chip.
Just put it too far, and he just couldn't get it back. And Aguirre comes back. He hits the post, and Aguirre manages to clear it. Although it just hits him, to be fair. That could have hit him and gone in.
Easily. It's very unfortunate.
We have a corner. Brilliant through ball by Dan Burn.
Oh, he's having an absolute storm, isn't he? I think is he coming off? I wouldn't have thought he'd want to come off now.
No, absolutely.
I think he's
corner
got
comes in from Trippier, right on top of Areola, who gets a good punch to the ball. It comes out to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff just half volleys it back into the back post where Dan Burn is. It's cleared away, and that is another corner to Newcastle United. Good defending from Emerson, to be honest, but we are piling it on again.
Yes, I could see another goal coming our way this rate.
I mean, it literally has been one-way traffic in the second half. It literally has.
I mean, Dan Burn has been absolutely sensational today.
Oh, I mean, listen, he's proven me wrong. And I'm happy as punch to say that. He's proven me wrong. And long may that continue. Newcastle have a corner, 2-1 up.
He's doing stuff creatively as well, isn't he? He's not just doing the defensive stuff.
Yeah, exactly, which is it's an added part to his game, Billy. And we've always said his defenders are all right. It's just in comes the corner. And Burn hits it on the half volley and cleared away. Mickey's coming and completely missed the ball, which could send West Ham on the break. It's Antonio going against Sean Longstaff, and Longstaff does brilliantly and gets it back to Nick Pope, who then gives it straight back to Trippier.
And look how quick Trippier got back there as well.
Yeah, he just holds the ball up, makes sure that his team get back in position, and just slows the play up. Lascelles goes across to Fabian Scher. I mean, apart from the goal, Billy, we've defended really well, actually.
Just 1 hour, wasn't it? I mean...
As Nick Pope loops the ball, it's a terrible kick again, but that's what we've come to expect, unfortunately.
Should get that back.
That's great play by Elliot Anderson, and he's won a throw-in. That's confident play from the youngster there. He could have gone back. But now Ben Rama's coming on, and so is Cornet.
Yes, different kind of attack now, isn't it? More pace with Cornet. Ben Rama creative.
who was, of course, linked with Newcastle United before he went to West Ham, Billy.
It's not really worked for him there, has it? I think he's struggled with injuries, hasn't he?
Yeah, injuries have been a problem. Antonio's gone off, and so has Souček. So all I can think of is that Cornet is going to go up front, Billy.
Yeah, I think
You can
Cornet
play there, of course.
Yes, he can. Oh, Kudus is on as well. Mohamed Kudus is coming on. So another all creativity, which could leave them open at the back.
That's Kudos. It's not Ben. It's not Cornet, Billy. It's Kudos.
Oh, it's Kudus, yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's going to go.
As
Well,
a
he's going
striker.
in midfield. I'm trying to work out where. Yeah, it looks like he's gone up front. Well, no changes for Newcastle yet. 75 minutes gone. We've got 15 minutes of normal time, of course, plus injury time to go. Newcastle leading 2-1 after a fantastic second half performance.
What's
We
a ball
played
that is,
well
by
in
the
the
way?
first half. I know. We played well in the first half. It was just that we didn't do nothing in the final third and gave away a silly goal.
Looks like Paqueta's going through the middle.
Yeah, Paqueta's gone up front, hasn't he? I think Kudos just sitting outside, just behind him by the looks of things. Here's Almiron on the right-hand side for Newcastle. Inside to Tonali. Tonali's got Trippier in support. Kieran Trippier now for Newcastle. Back to Lascelles. Lascelles. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that's awful. Well played,
Tonali.
Tonali.
Yeah. I Roper, thank you for your 199 super chat. He says, real talk, do we need to replace His Holiness? Well,
Potentially
not
in the future.
Not at the minute.
What a
Bruno
ball
now.
that is. Oh, it's a great ball from Tonali to get Bruno in there as well. Though.
I think Bruno, he could have took a touch on that ball, Billy, and turned. He had a bit of space, which I didn't think he was aware of there. Well, if rumours are to be true, obviously we were looking at Ramsdale, aren't we? So, I mean, Pope, that's a foul, surely. Referee says no. West Ham on the attack now. Out to the left-hand side with Emerson. Emerson, little nod forward. That's a nice little combination there. Good defender. But he's given a free kick. Oh, that's terrible. I think it was a foul on Longstaff more than anybody.
Yeah, well, this is...
And this is right in Ward-Prowse's wheelhouse, Billy, for the first time in the
100%.
game.
And Paqueta as well. There's two of them there, isn't there? So maybe Nick Pope... I don't know.
It was
Maybe
a foul, actually. Yeah. Longstaff kind of dived in there. Didn't get anywhere near the ball, and he got hurt in the process.
It's a definite free kick.
This is where we need to be on our guard. It's the first time in the game that Ward-Prowse has had a free kick in a really good area. Longstaff is not happy with the referee, but he's wrong. He did foul. Trippier pushes him away. The last thing we need is another foul for dissent, another yellow card for dissent. We're picking too many stupid yellow cards up. But this is a very, very good opportunity for James Ward-Prowse, who we know is an expert from this range.
Yes, this is his forte, isn't it?
Newcastle, well, Tonali's still having a chat with the referee. I don't know what he's saying.
Ben Rama's also round the ball. He's another one that's very good in this range as well.
Indeed.
So Nick Pope's got to get his wall right here. You've got to be alert. Maybe Nick Pope could put right what he did in the first half now, because it may come to that. 2-2 Brighton Liverpool, by the way.
Yep. 2-2, Lewis Dunk. I'm nervous, Billy. I have to say, I'm nervous whenever free kicks are, from Ward-Prowse from this sort of range.
He's pulled that back a yard as well. It was close to the box than that.
Absolutely, he has.
It's hard to get up and down, I've got to say. But Nick Pope's a yard off his line, so now at the angle of Tad, I imagine it'll be a curve to this near post.
The referee's just shown Sean Longstaff a yellow card for dissent.
I'm not sure that the draft excluder's needed here. It's going to be a curve, isn't it?
Yeah. But we know that he can whip these with pace.
I mean, it might be Ben Rama to the other side. But I'm pretty sure it'll be Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse, he's over the bar.
Unlucky JWP.
Yeah. Just too close to the goal, I think, for Ward-Prowse there to get it up and down and to get the pace on it to beat Nick Pope. It's always a nervy situation when Ward-Prowse steps up to take those free kicks.
100%. That's his forte. He scored dozens of goals doing that before. And as you said, it was just a bit close to the goal to be getting up and down. But discipline's got to be kept by the defence in the midfield.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We're coming up to 10 minutes to go of normal time. Confirmation there that Sean Longstaff received a yellow card. And Pope launches it up the field. Zuma gets his head to it. Bit of head tennis going on in the middle of the park at the moment. Kudos for West Ham. Plays it back to Zuma. Zuma out to the right-hand side to Kufal. Kufal up to Kudos. Newcastle are forcing West Ham backwards here. And it's all the way back to Areola in the goal. Plays it out quickly to a guard. He's got Emerson to his left. But Newcastle have eased off the press a little bit here, Billy. Just making sure that we've got men behind the ball.
Yes. I hope we're not too passive here. We've still got to maintain the press a little bit, I think, to keep them honest.
Absolutely. Trippier with a header. Tonali getting back, helping out. Kudos, though, good strength. Tonali biting into his heels, though. Alvarez toward Prowse. Outside now to Kufal. Up the line to Jared Bourne. West Ham with just the most possession that they've had in the whole of the second half at the moment.
Yes, it's low block from us now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Here's Bourne. Clips it into the box, but that's all the way to Nick Pope. We can have that every single day of the week. Thank you very much. As Pope just delays it, and then he picks it up, wasting a few valuable seconds. So, 9 minutes to go. West Ham United 1, Newcastle 2, and Jacob Murphy is the man that's going to be coming on for Newcastle. I presume that will be for Elliot Anderson.
It could be for Isak.
Really? Would you take Isak off now?
If he's
When he's on a hat-trick?
He does look. He is running slightly knackered. I've got to say. We'll see.
Well, that's a new word, Billy. Knackered. I've never heard that before.
It could be Almiron, couldn't it?
It is Almiron.
Yeah.
So Miggy's coming off, and on comes Jacob Murphy. He's had another good game, Miggy Almiron, today. Just the one little bit I was annoyed at where he didn't cross with his right, but a minute later he goes and puts a lovely ball in with his right. So that's Miggy, well and truly, but he's had another good game today. He's worked his arse off.
I think he's put Murphy on just to get a bit of a press going because we are passive at the minute, whether it's down to fatigue or what. But Murphy's
fatigue.
Hopefully, the energy of Murphy will be able to give us a bit of a press, but we'll see.
I mean, obviously, we're going to get tired. There's no doubt about that. We will get tired. But it's just about seeing the game out now, I think, Billy. Here's Kudos for West Ham. Newcastle do have men back, as West Ham now have to press Newcastle. They have to come out at us. Alvarez goes off to the right looking for Kufal. Kufal heads it across. Where is Nick Pope coming for that, please?
Where's the keeper? Yeah.
There should have been the goalkeepers every day of the week. However, Shea gets it away. Ward-Prowse now. Inside to Jared Bourne. Dan Burn stands to him and doesn't get the ball in. And Burn blocks again. Another corner to West Ham. Fabulous defending from Big DB again.
But once again, hesitation from Nick Pope. It's costing us. It cost us Wednesday. It could have cost us there.
I mean, that basically there was no West Ham player there. Nick Pope can see the ball better than his defenders. He should have just screamed for goalkeeper's ball, and that would have sorted the problem straight away.
I agree.
But instead, we have to defend a West Ham corner here. Third of the game for West Ham. And it comes from Ward-Prowse. Headed away brilliantly. I think Bruno got his head to that. And Newcastle will clear. Murphy now pressing Kufal. Kufal, long ball into the penalty area again. Looking for a guard. It's come all the way through for Emerson. Emerson back now to Ben Rama. Ben Rama. Paqueta. Floater ball in towards,
Great
who is that gone flying down the floor? Ben Rama's gone flying to the floor there.
Yes.
There was nobody near him.
Great defending from Shea to ease the player off and let it go through to Pope.
Absolutely.
Really work Nous defending that.
Yep.
Experience.
Here is Fabian Schär now. Pressed again by West Ham. Looking for support. Gives it up the line. Lovely turn by Anderson.
That's a foul.
That's
a foul.
Referee says
no.
Referee. And Ward-Prowse now for West Ham. Kufal inside to his Kurt Zuma. Zuma's had to turn backwards back to Kufal. Kufal across to a guard. West Ham trying to press now, trying to get an equaliser in this game. Newcastle need to be resolute. They will be tired. There's no doubt about that because of Wednesday night. West Ham apparently had a very easy game in Freiburg, Billy. I saw a couple of comments before saying they cruised it. The flight would have been harder than the game, apparently. But here come West Ham now with Kudos. Kudos to the byline. Plays it across. Lascelles is in the right position and gives it to Anderson. Anderson very deep in his own half here. And he wins the throw-in. Great play from Elliott.
Well played.
Takes the pressure off us as Callum Wilson is now going to come on for the last 5 minutes plus injury time for Alexander Isak. And what a game Alexander Isak has had. Absolutely superb game today from Isak. Two very, very good goals. Johnny on the spot, took his first one beautifully, which we're going to see here. Control and flick over the keeper. And then the second one, so quick to pounce, because it looked like a guard was going to head that, Billy, if we're fair, but a guard missed it, and he still managed to get the ball in the net.
It's a terrific goal, that second one, team goal. He's had looks disappointed going off. I think he wanted his hat-trick. I think he should have had it as well, because he had a one-on-one that he's hit the post with, when he should have scored, probably. But we can't criticise him today for the superb performance from the Swede.
Absolutely. And now Wilson is on and will certainly give us a new little bit of strength up front and a bit of a more of a press again. As look at Murphy and Wilson going in on the goalkeeper there.
Joining in as well.
Yeah, Emerson's ball upfield. Lascelles puts a big boot in.
Good tackle.
Absolutely. Clipped forward from West Ham now. Good work by Trippier again, wanting to throw in, but it's gone to West Ham.
How's this ref? Alf Garnett?
Well, seems to be. 4 minutes of normal time to go. Newcastle leading 2-1. It's squeaky bum time, but when isn't with Newcastle United? Flicked on. Fabian Schär, though, will just launch it into the London sky. And again, Wilson this time challenging, harrying, hustling, and doing what he should be doing up there, causing the guard all sorts of trouble back there. And the guard clips it away only as far as Tonali, who rolls it into Jacob Murphy. Murphy clips it into Sean. Good move by Sean. Good football, lad, from Newcastle. And it's a throw-in.
It's all about territory now and possession, isn't it?
Yeah. Tonali was actually disappointed that he didn't get a ball back there from Murphy. I think he was in a bit more space than maybe the ball to Longstaff was.
Tonali's on the pitch. He can be on the pitch for 90 minutes, but look at things. He's had an excellent second half. He really has.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, we criticised him justifiably in the first half, but we've got to play.
Look, his passing wasn't good, Billy. We'll openly admit that.
What's that, Murphy? Always kept it in.
No, he hasn't.
That didn't go out.
According to the linesman, it's gone out.
That's that
where are they taking that throw in from? Seriously,
he'll get a corner for this in a minute.
I mean, that's like 13 yards further up the pitch. I know 13 is a random number, but you know, Murphy's got to be better than that. It's twice he's lost the ball there, and really where he shouldn't. But that's an awful ball. Great play by Elliot Anderson, and he's going straight after Kufal to win the ball back. West Ham are in the part of the pitch where they just don't want to be at the moment. Long ball. Oh, and a bit of a mix-up there. Wow.
Oh, got away with it. We've got plenty of men.
Well, that's a foul, referee. And again, he waves it off. Kufal down the line now. Kudos for West Ham. Longstaff having a little nip at him. It's very important that we don't have a little bit too much of a nip with yellow cards kind of playing a part. Here's Emerson for West Ham. Inside now. Back to Emerson. Good press by Murphy, forcing West Ham back to a guard. A guard to Zuma.
Keep pushing.
Zuma down the line now. Kufal in a lot of space here down the right-hand side. Kufal bursting forward for West Ham. He plays the ball inside to Kudos. Kudos with a shot! It's 2-2!
That's a fantastic finish, but it's made by Zuma. Zuma's took 3 men out of the play there with the press. Undeserved equaliser, but it's a fantastic finish.
I mean, it's a wonderful finish. I mean, it is an absolute fantastic strike. And it's 2-2. I can't say West Ham deserve it, but look, that is football at the end of the day. Zuma did very well there.
Zuma, yeah, he took 3 men out, and 3 men went for the press. Maybe we should have been a bit more disciplined with that. Then it was kind of space on the left. Oh, Pope
Billy, I'm looking at Pope again here, by the way.
Pope near post, yeah, we'll see it better here. He's inside, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know though. It's not in the corner either, is it?
I mean, it's a wonderfully hit shot. It's wonderfully placed.
Oh, it's in the corner, really.
Yeah. So there you go. It's 2-2. Disappointing that. Niall says Pope again a joke. So he's looking at Nick Pope's position in there. Tonali, people are mentioning Tonali in the chat should have been out quicker to that, Billy.
I think it's too much of a press on Zuma, and he's evaded them. Left space on the left-hand side. That's where the goals come from. It was well played from Zuma, to be fair, but maybe we should have been a little bit more disciplined in the press there when we're 2-1 up with 2 minutes to go.
But now, listen, it's all about not losing the game. We've played well today. We've deserved to get something from it. So You know, the way I see it is we hang on now. We don't give another goal away because that would just be a kick in the fucking nuts, that would. But West Ham will certainly be looking for the winner. They'll be buoyed by that. And here's Paqueta. Paqueta into Kudos. He'll be on a high after that goal. And what a little spin that is, by the way. Rolls it to Alvarez. Alvarez out to Emerson now. West Ham suddenly looking like they could be the team that wins the game, by the way, Billy. They are looking in the ascendancy. And here's Kudos down the line now to Jared Bourne. This is dangerous for Newcastle. Bourne skips inside. Bourne shot! Oh, my goodness me. How did that not go in? I think Pope got a touch on it.
They look fresher than us now, don't they, all of a sudden? That goal's given them a fillip.
Bloody hell,
they look an extra yard quicker now. 6 minutes,
of additional time.
I'm not sure where that's come from, but there you go.
I think Pope saved this, Billy. Oh, I think he did
right.
get a touch on it.
I think he saved us there.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that touch, that would have been a goal. So there you go. Ben Rama was at the back post just to finish it off, but Nick Pope's touch took it wide. Ward-Prowse to take the corner. In it comes. Pope comes and punches. But it goes to Ward-Prowse again. In it comes an in-swinger. Pope comes again, punches.
Not a very good touch time.
Oh, my God.
If he's getting two hands to it, why isn't he catching the frigging thing?
I don't know, Billy. Here's Paqueta. Nods it back down to Kufal. Inside now to Ward-Prowse. Kufal again. And that's good closing down by Jacob Murphy.
A lot of tired legs on the pitch for us now.
There is. We look extremely tired. It has to be said. Offside flag is up. And that gives us a little bit of respite. We are looking extremely tired now, to be honest. Come on, guys. You know, Matt Targett's coming on, Billy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it'll be for Anderson.
Yes, it is. It's just a bit more defensive play down the left-hand side for us, isn't it? Just keep things, at the end of the day, fair enough. We've been pegged back, but the main thing is now, Billy, not to lose the game.
No, a point away from home is a good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it would be. But it's precarious at the minute, I've got to say.
Well, we've got 3.5 minutes of additional time left. Nick Pope with the kick. Dan Byrne flicks it on, looking for Callum Wilson there, but it's cleared again. Byrne again. Ball's in the air. Bruno's underneath this. Lascelles puts his foot through it. Scrappy midfield play going on at the minute, but it's launched forward now towards Ben Rama. But look at that header from Trippier. That is just world class. Back to Nick Pope just to take the pressure off us. CJ says disgusting mentality after the second goal. I have no idea what you're talking about there. I mean, disgusting mentality, give over. Fatigue was always going to play a part in this game, Billy.
If anything, it was the other way. I mean, 3 men going on a press on Zuma. If we'd have just put one on it, they wouldn't have scored that goal. Maybe we were a little bit too kind of forceful.
But listen, he's saying we took our foot off the gas. I don't think we did. You've got to be careful here that we.
Well, you've got to make the changes if the players are knackered. I mean, since he's.
But we always said that by the time 75, 80 minutes came, Billy, there would be tired legs in the game. Of course, there would.
I mean, West Ham have been able to rotate their squad much more than we have, as we've seen.
Yeah, we said that before the game that they had. Yeah, we said that, and here's a chance for West Ham again. Good defending by Fabian Schär, and he's done a little bit too much there. Bourne's won the ball back.
Christ.
Again, tired, fatigue, and things like that affect concentration and things like that. We've got 2 minutes of additional time left. But to be honest, Billy, a point at West Ham, I'd take that any day of the week going into the international break, given who we've got out injured.
Yeah, I agree. It's just It's just all the more disappointing when you've got a 2-1 lead. What's Pope doing here?
Launches it forward, looking for Callum Wilson. Wilson with Zuma brings it down well. Then Wilson's tripped up by Zuma. That is a free kick. He's giving it West Ham.
You're having a fucking laugh there, Alf. Christ almighty.
Wow.
That's pathetic.
I mean, Paul Tully makes a good point. At the end of the day, we were losing this game at one stage. So taking a point from it, let's be honest.
We were, but we were also winning it at one stage, and we were winning it a lot
but
closer to the end of the game.
The usual overcritical bandits are coming out again saying that, we've blew it or we've been poor after the goal. I'm sorry, I disagree.
I agree.
I just think we're tired.
Just a slight issue with discipline. That's all.
But West Ham have had a very much stronger bench than us today because of injuries, etc.
Spread it. Oh, I thought you might spread that. But there we go.
Here's Tonali. He looks spent, by the way. Oh, that was a nasty one on his ankle there. We've got a free kick. This is an opportunity now. Throw it into the box. We've got a $4.99 super chat from Deep into Snow. He says, sorry, Howler there. Subs on too late. The boys are shattered. Well, interesting about the subs as he brought them on too late. I mean, that's something we can certainly look at. Oh, that was a nasty one on the ankle there.
He knew what he was doing there, didn't he?
Wow. But look, we've got 20 seconds left of injury time. This is a perfect opportunity. Look at where Moyes is standing. What's he talking about, man? He's still going on.
Well, he's not in his technical area. Give him the yellow card, Red.
He's talking about where we're taking the free kick from, man. For God's sake, it's a yard. Jesus Christ.
What a time score this would be.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Perfect opportunity. Trippier's free kick towards the back post, looking for Lascelles. Lascelles gets up. It's bouncing around in the penalty area. It comes to Murphy. Murphy then launches one in. Cleared away. And that's not a free kick. He puts his foot. I'm sorry, but his head is right where... Nah. That's a shocking call by
it's
the
West
referee.
Ham, isn't it, mate? West Ham. Bloody Afghan, I told you. He's been shocking. Since the Bruno booking, it should have been the second one. He's been absolutely diabolical. Fucking Nookie the Bear wouldn't be less biased than this.
Well, injury time is up. So now they've got two balls on the pitch. I mean, right. I bet Moyes isn't complaining where he's taking that free kick from, Billy, because it certainly wasn't there.
No, of course it wasn't. We've had a minute extra, so this should be kicked and that should be the end of the game, surely. No, play
there
on.
it is. It's full time and it's finished. West Ham United 1, West Ham United 2, Newcastle United 2. It is a point at the London Stadium. Look, I'm happy with the point. We haven't been beaten again. We keep this unbeaten run going. We go into the international break. Refresh, Billy. Time to just refresh and get ready for the run up to Christmas.
Every point away from home's a good one, and that was a good point. At half time, we'd have took a point, as Paul Tully what he says. However, when you're leading with 2 minutes to go, it's a little bit of a kick in the arse when you lose your lead. But yeah, that's down to just being on the front foot rather than just on the back foot. I think too many on the press to Zuma. And fair play to him. He did really well to get away from it, and then we were on the back foot from then on. But what a finish from Kudos! I've got to say, it was a great shot.
Yeah,
potential issue with Pope, but I think it's a bit harsh to blame.
I mean, it always does feel like a defeat, doesn't it, when you score, when they equalise in the last few minutes of the game, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Tripp, you're having a good conversation with David Moyes there.
Yeah, I'll take a point.
It just shows how much respect Trippier has around the game, doesn't it? I mean,
good second half
joining in the conversation as well. Look, at the end of the day, it's a decent point for me. It's disappointing we conceded in the last part of the game, but at the end of the day, 1-0 down at half-time, we fight back brilliantly to take the lead, have a 2-1 lead most of the second half, and then bang, just unfortunate we concede. But for me, it's a point gained. It's away from home in the Premier League. You've got to be not outrageously happy, but we've come away again without losing a game of football. Anton, thank you for your £4 super sticker. There's no comment, but thank you very much for that. We scored two really good goals, Billy. Isak took the first one brilliantly, absolutely superbly well. And then, of course, the second one was a lovely team move. But I think there's far, far more positives from this game that outweigh the negatives, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we're the better side for the vast majority of it. West Ham took the lead through a terrible mistake, mainly from Nick Pope, but others were culpable as well. And from that moment on, we were playing against 11 men in defence, weren't we, virtually? So to kind of come out second half and tweak the system a little bit, put Tonali on the right-hand side of midfield. We were far more attacking second half and we're the better side of the second half. And I think fatigue did get to us at the end. I really do. I think being able to rotate the side that Moyes has been able to do more than what we have As God has lost us.
Guys, keep subscribing, please. We are now at 24,099 subs, so massive subscriber count today. Thank you so much for all your support. Keep subscribing if you are new to the channel, guys. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And before you leave, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's stream. It's very, very important that we keep the likes coming on the channel. And of course, with your help, we always do. So thank you so much. Right, let's bring in Stato. Alex, a bit of a kick in the teeth at the end there, but a really good second half comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it was excellent from us, to be fair. I feel like there needs to be a bit of context. There were games last year that we drew where we shouldn't have drawn them, and it was frustrating.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do the right things. Whereas today we did do the right things. We weren't quite right in the first half. We went a goal down. We were brilliant in the second half. And you're not going to be able to win every single football match. But it depends on the context of the draw. The context of this draw was a bit better. They brought on Kudus, who is a very, very, very good player. You know, we've reviewed him on transfer shows before. And we were unfortunate not to get the third. Should have really got it. Ideally, they'll be frustrated we didn't take 3 points. I think on the whole, we were the better of the two sides. We got more XG, more chances. We look better. But it's not always the way in football. It's the final score. So
yeah, Isak will be ruining that one-on-one, won't he? Disappointing, but listen, he was there for the 2 goals. Jimmy Jones, thank you for another $4.99 super chat. He says, "Would you agree we spent the Rice money well?"
Yes,
absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, no doubt. CG40, thanks for your $10 super chat. Disappointing, but one is better than none. We were the better team overall. Woofer, thanks for your £10 super chat. He says, "We are doing great so far this season, and we will have a mistake here and there, but on the whole, we are awesome." Spike Milligan, thank you for a tenner, mate. He says, "A point away from home is always a good point." Absolutely. I mean, Alex, we basically controlled most of that second half, but we knew that tired legs would creep in at some point. At some point in the game. And you know, me and Billy were talking about their bench before the game. They did have a lot more options than we did because of our suspensions and injuries.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a good squad, to be fair. West Ham have. They had extra money from the Rice sale. Obviously, they've filled out slots very, very well, and they've got a tidy squad. Obviously, the difficulty for Moyes is transitioning this team at some point into a more dominant team. If he's ever going to be able to do that, I feel like that is his issue. That this is always going to be this is going to be as far as this team can go into this style, which is a shame for West Ham fans because I feel like you're on the cusp of maybe a little bit more, maybe a slightly better technical manager. You could push and do what Brighton / Villa / us are doing. You're nearly there. I feel like it's just a bit of but it's enjoyable. You've won a trophy. You're playing really good football. Did you deserve something out of today's game? Possibly. I felt on the whole we were slightly better, but I feel like again West Ham took their chances, played well, crowd were great. It was a good game of football. To be fair, it was exciting for everybody and for neutrals. I just wish we had 3 points.
I don't think David Moyes is the man if they want to transition to a more attacking side, though, Alex.
Oh, I completely agree. Yeah,
but
that's where it must be frustrating for West Ham fans because it feels like it was kind of like when we got there with Pardew. It's like, well, we're nearly really good, but there's not going to be a next step. And I feel like that's West Ham right now. They're nearly really good, and they're not going to be able to transition to that next step, which may be a bit of a downer, but it's we care about us.
Yeah. Dylan, thank you for your $1.99 super chat. He says Tonali had a couple now where he doesn't close down. I have just seen that goal again, and
it did happen.
He didn't close down. That is disappointing. Could Nick Pope have done better with that shot, Alex, or do you think he was screened?
Initially, from the standard TV angle, frustrated he didn't save it. But it is one of those funny ones where there's a lot of bodies between him and the strike, and it hits the ground first. It's quite difficult to set for, to get down for. I don't think I'm qualified enough to give an opinion on whether Pope should be saving that. I think there's a lot of extra things that go into that. It's difficult to know whether you should be saving that or not. That's a tough one. I think maybe it's easier for us to comment on Tonali maybe trying to block it a bit more. I think that's fair for me to say. Whether Pope should save it, I don't know. We'd have hopefully Shay Given gives us some insight into that later if he's around on some of the channels.
Well, we'll obviously look at it and talk about it in the review tomorrow, which is 7 o'clock tomorrow night, guys. Fez, thank you very much for sending over the thumbnail, matey. Billy and Alex will be doing an immediate reaction over on Patreon. That will be uploaded literally about 10-15 minutes after they finished it. So please do, if you want to be a patron and help out the channel even more, the link for Patreon is halfway down the description, and that will give you an insight into the game with Billy and Alex. And then, of course, we do the full review with the player ratings and everything, a day after the game. So join us for that one. Thank you very much to everybody who's joined the watch along today. Thank you for your brilliant super chats and your new memberships. Please do remember, keep voting for us in the Football Content Awards. That link is pinned near the top of the description, as is Susan's channel, of course. Mrs. Toon Review is her Little Learners Hub channel. That is pinned at the top of the description. If you have young children, grandchildren, cousins, brothers, sisters who want to learn things, Susan is doing a children's learning channel. It is fantastic. Click on that and subscribe and give her all the support in the world, guys, to get this channel up and running. In the meantime, thank you to the Mod Squad. You've been absolutely fantastic. Billy and Alex, thank you very much for today. And, of course, to you guys, over 2,000 watching again. You are absolute legends. Please keep subscribing if you are new to the channel and like what you see. And I will put out on our socials when the Patreon podcast is out with Alex and Billy with their instant reaction from the game. So please do head over to Patreon for that as well. You can catch us on all our socials. We have a Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook, look for the Toon Review and join our group on there. You'll catch us all on Twitter as well. And we do have Instagram at the Toon Review. But until tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, there will be a news video if there's any news to bring you during the day. But our next live will be 7 o'clock tomorrow night with the three of us with our match review and player ratings. But until then, thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys. Take care.
How are the lads and lasses?
Come back and check out.